to be prepped against a Yoru, you've got to be hoping that Angel and the rest of NAVI are actually going to have a plan on the fly to deal with this. But it's a big curveball from DRX. It's been a long time since we've really seen them stray away from some of their stable vanilla compositions.
I mean, and they're going as far away from vanilla and as far away as stable as you could possibly fathom in a situation like this. But we'll see how it plays out. You got Angel with a little gap here. And there are a couple players just on the other side. You see Stax is ready with the flash. The gate crash. He's already flashed up. He's stunned up. He's dead. A great opener for RB, but the counter from Xiao is good. 3v2 in favor of DRX as you see the members of NAMI scattering back towards B.
Sugetsu a million miles away from this one, so plant will be conceded. Actually, even Cena taking the long route round. He'll be bodyguarded right now by Marco, who's actually probably going to get a sound cue here. Cened's found it.
Hey, he was weak too. Leaving things into 2v2. The 4 members that remain on the server are all healthy. Frenzy in the hands of both for DRX as the clock ticks away. Cena being cautious with how we want to approach this. Sugetsu doing a bit of the same. First molly clearing, nothing there. Cena jumping out, jumping straight into his death. DRX get the pistol.
Again, it's only the fact that this is so committed from DRX, a ton of utility towards, and actually Xiao's done fantastically well to find 2 in that situation, but overwhelmed by the numbers of DRX. Even if they've got a couple of little pieces prepped and planned here around the Yoru, being the focal point here. Just a pinch perfectly timed from Buzz, dropping out a hookah. Again, these early rounds, Doug, whether or not DRX going to show too many of maybe some of these TP setups or just a little pop flash play here and there. Well, at NAVI, you're going to be taking notes. We're on red alert for the rest of the buy rounds, potentially.
They've done well to get Xiao a bit closer to the Seekers. You see him just grab another orb. That's 4 so far just in the second round. It's interesting, too. Stax just with a frenzy here.
You see it yesterday. He was the one to ride things through on a pistol. Rounds like this, Angel actually tagged up down to 66 already, forced deeper and deeper into the site, and DRX looking to overwhelm once again, Doug.
The thing is, NAVI have so many members already here, and well, given how things may look, they may drop like flies, but they're traded back. DRX finally stabilizing, and it's just Cena.
Spike planted.
Once again, it seems like he's going to be taking the more patient route as he waits just on the other side. The first shot is good. Stax is weak. They both have bulldogs, though. And time is of the essence. Cena's going to have to get a move on. He's landed that shot, too.
This is a disaster already.
Yeah.
It's just Zest left with a bulldog. The heal will come off, so Cena pretty healthy to take this engagement.
He's got to be fast about it, though. That spike has been taken away for a long time. Zest is in a really good position here. Cena on the bait. He spots a shoulder. Zest patient with it. So cautious with it, and he's playing a dangerous game here. He's already gotten it to half. Zest on the swing, Zest on the shot, and DRX with the round.
Very costly, though. NAVI taking everything except the final bulldog away. Should be fairly helpful to get, I guess, a couple of rifles in here, maybe even RB at 3850, but NAVI definitely feeling good about the outcome of that round overall. Actually, Cena getting one away from the res. You talked about Xiao getting closer and closer to the Seekers already. Some ultimates on the cusp here for round 3, the first buy round for NAVI. Looks like DRX might even just ride this out, a Judge and a couple of Sheriffs across the board.
It is in the hands of Buzz, 5-1 already, 2 points away from the showstopper. He's got 2 satchels as well. So you imagine they're going to want to try to go fast. Some presence gathered off of that Xiao flash.
I think fairly cognizant of what's going on here. Yeah, Angel will find the spam through the wall. Buzz will fall off the rip.
There goes that Judge. It's picked up by Zest. The Stax falls too. No showers control. You've got RB who's gotten a little bit further back, and he's going to get a kill off of it. Upgraded weapon too.
Last player standing.
But it very quickly crumbles yet again. Mako into 1vx. It's now a 1v3. We've had a couple situations like this, Mike, already, where DRX are like, well, hang on, what's going to happen here? This is closer than it should be, but ultimately stabilizes.
Well, I was talking about a little bit of an adjustment from DRX yesterday where they're happy to brawl, you know, happy to actually play into these very chaotic rounds. And I think with the Yoru, if they can lean back on maybe a 50-50 of, you know, the solid executes that DRX are able to cook up, especially with comps like this, they looked damn good yesterday at those sorts of rounds, exactly.
They looked spectacular. I mean, everything was going their way, too.
Concern being, NAVI, historically, I'll add that asterisk to it, are very good at slowing things down and controlling teams like that.
Sure, sure.
Certainly not been the strengths that we've seen throughout the regular season.
See Navi with a different approach this round. The first couple of rounds, they were so focused on prioritizing the orb B. This time they invest utility, a couple of smokes to get the Showers orb into the hands of Angel, now 1 point away from having his orbital strike online.
A very preemptive rotation here as well.
Yeah, really early.
And DRX spread in a not committed default just yet. See where the spike is. Nice flash actually from RB. Well, Sugetsu off that angle. That will be the showstopper in hand for Buzz, so expecting DRX to maybe drift away from this. Pivot back towards A, where it's only Zipan holding things down for the time being.
Wonderful.
The Sky confirming presence here could be a little bit of a red herring for Na'Vi. If DRX do continue here, you can see the spike retrieved.
Yeah. You wonder how much longer Zest is going to wait. You've got some rotations headed that way with Stacks. That's a second flash too. I think they're going to want to commit B here, and it's going to be right into the teeth of this Na'Vi defense.
Say, well-timed flash actually on the other side of the map from Stacks, which is actually drawn Shower in rotation. Angel on a swing out will catch Stacks on the retreat though.
See that gate crash come through? I'm wondering if Buzz is going to pull the trigger on it. No, they're going to flip. They're going to flip off of all the space that Zest has taken.
18 seconds though, Doug.
They're burning the clock down on this one all the way. That nade from Zipan's going to be good. 10 seconds left, and Mako's already down. The spike can't make its way out. They've got to go fast on this as Zipan continues to hold the line.
Probably as well. I was going to say, Angel in the back lines will be able to get the orbital strike off, but it actually misses the plant. RB's found a response.
Huge kill on Angel. RB swinging around 56 HP. He's by himself. He will fall.
DRX desperate to just force the rotation in RB. I feel as if they've done that with the flash. Stacks sends one out towards Lamps. Obviously, Zipan not necessarily in a position to confirm presence behind the Viper wall, but missing the window of opportunity there, Doug. There was so much that DRX was trying to achieve here, and then look at the clock here, 15 seconds, they're not even out of Showers.
Yeah, they just burned it so long.
You see Zipan's even laughing on the player cam there. He's like, what are they? That's Spike. They're not even on site yet.
See where we go from here. DRX, you see the buy on your screen. It's a little bit hobbled together. Light armor on 4, Stinger in the hands of RB. Does have his ult too.
As if this will be the first example of DRX's usage of the ultimate from RB. Sends the TP out to short. We'll try and find some information. Instantly denied by the Sage Wall.
Buzz is going.
It's an indication.
Buzz is going, and they invested the ult. RB's already down. Buzz finally, though, finding value. Backside ultimately traded back as CNED will not relent on Shower's control. I don't know how the spike is going to get out of here, Mike. I don't think it will.
No. Zest will be revealed by the Seekers. An opportunity to take the TP, but a 1v3 now. And the rest comes through. Angel back on his feet just to make matters worse.
How on earth does Zest pull this off? He's got the
Planted.
Trailblazer that's spotted where he is.
He's stunned as well.
Yeah, this does not look good. He may have slipped the net, though, to get a kill, but can't even net that. Navi have done a really good job of stabilizing through all of the looks that DRX are throwing their way.
And I like the intent here. Obviously, RB's ultimate comes through, denied by the Sage Wall, but it confirms that there's somebody just inside Showers.
Sure.
Showstopper doesn't connect. I think CNED drops down to about 40 HP. But even then, the reinforcement from, Sugetsu initially here, but you can see on the X-ray there. RV were well on their way to defending A side before the spike even gets down.
We'll see what they do with this. Meanwhile, for Navi, as we were discussing previously, they've got money for days. It seems pretty standard, too, on how they want to approach this. That deep flash, and Angel's getting real frisky here. He's gone real far up. He's got the Trailblazer to follow, but is he expecting Buzz here? I don't know that he is.
On the other side. RB actually flashing out here, but punished. Buzz will find a response, but Shout the second layup.
Such an ambitious approach. Such an ambitious attempt. And Zipan's gotten the timing on this. Very patient. He plays his cards right. He's going to be able to close out the round by himself.
You can see here, Shouse slip towards Showers. Find the first here, Zipan swing on to the second two.
Yep.
And Na'Vi there fourth. Light investment. Again, no real pressure to apply towards Na'Vi. Operator noted now, so CNED probably going to be looking to switch things up round by round here. And even so, I mean, other than RB's ultimate, the wall hasn't caused any issues for DRX. Really seen it become a factor in some of these rounds. But a very, very healthy cushion in terms of the funds here, Doug.
Oh, I mean, for days. They're just so well set up. You got Sugetsu's ult that's not too far away. Angels isn't either. So you think about having control over the map, or at least this half. They're sitting pretty.
Flash will actually catch, indicating to CNED there is somebody to find. Outside showers.
What a miserable wall to have to deal with.
Pretty sure he wanted the orb there.
Just out of reach.
Yeah. Not going to get it, but able to secure this side of the map nonetheless. Stack's just drifting up long here. Showers looking as if he wanted to get back onto the same angle, but Angel will fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he fell asleep at the wheel. Shao, just a couple of moments away from potentially being challenged. You see that flash to confirm suspicions. There is presence. Meanwhile, off that, I mean, DRX intent on rotating back towards B. They're going to take the spike back.
And Zipan actually heading across towards A site. There's 5 members of DRX heading towards B right now. Smoke's invested. Shao's going to get the indicator. They're side committed as well.
I mean, they've dumped everything into this site, and they're going to get the spike down.
Spike.
What do Navi have to take this back? Zipan has his ult. Sugetsu, again, still just 2 points away from having the pit. You can't imagine that's going to matter, but Tina top certainly does. Meanwhile, it's a pit from Zest that gets invested. Trailblazer to create some space, and you see 2 members still playing in it on site, on B, as Navi attempt to retake this. RB with just 10 HP.
I think he spotted the barrel there.
Oh, so close. Yeah, RB ultimately falls. Zest biding his time. You hear the ult use. Is it going to find one? Yes, it will.
That's pit down.
Can they continue to play around this? They've got to go aggressive towards DRX. That's exactly what they're trying to do. Sugetsu with 2, and the defuse for Navi.
And the investment of the pit didn't really slow down the retake at all.
No.
And Zipan able to apply pressure towards Cubby. RB down to 10 HP. Can't really commit to an engagement, which allows Zipan to find that kill with the showstopper. 2 members of DRX committing towards the long hold, just playing, I guess, the long game on an open plant. What is that? Seen him with the map ping. Operator kill blind through the smoke.
Well, it's just that easy, right?
Yeah.
It's just that easy. Look at him.
That was disgusting.
All smiles, and for good reason. Navi continue to roll. That's now 5 rounds. Seen it still with the op. This time they've got a pit from Sugetsu. Seen it with another. 11-3 so far, Mike.
Definitely making this operator pay off. Sugetsu will close off phase short here with the Viper's Pit. RB slowly creeping towards showers, but does have a TP set up towards Fountain, so whether or not he does want to show presence here, maybe deal with the Boombot, but TP's actually expired, so we have the ability to benefit off that. Okay, Buzz on a wild swing through hookah.
Yeah, that was, again, bold and ambitious.
Not seeing the same consideration today, Doug, that we saw from DRX yesterday. It's feeling a little more reckless here.
Yeah, and we'll see if things pan out as the rest of this half plays out, but we'll hold that thought for just a second because Navi have fully set defenses around the spike. They have full control of this, and once again, it's going to have to be heroics from DRX to stabilize this.
I mean, Spike unretrievable, though. 30 seconds. Looks like Zest and RB just backing up to try and hold onto these rifles. And a number of times yesterday, more so on the defense, we did see DRX happy to just give up rounds. Look to save 2-3 rifles potentially. I mean, it doesn't really protect their position here in the grand scheme of things.
The money's not great for the attacking side, but I want to go back to a conversation we were having, Mike, very briefly about how DRX looked yesterday, because there was an element of magic that it felt like they had, right? Like they were taking all these fights, they were taking them very aggressively, and they were getting so much value out of it, and it feels like, you know, perhaps for DRX it is coming across as maybe a bit more reckless or something along those lines, but the truth of the matter is the magic, at least early, right? We're still so far at the beginning of this book. Early, it feels like DRX is not finding the value on those bold, aggressive plays that they were finding before. I'm going to take a look at it one more time as Cena just continues to farm with the op. He's just been so good. And this is what I mean, right? Like Buzz satcheling forward, and yeah, there was some consideration, I think is how you described it, but DRX just not finding those kills that they were finding yesterday.
Well, other than the judge, able to string together a purchase here. Seeker's available. We're definitely looking for a response from DRX. Now, though, it's already a 4-round deficit. Need to start chipping away at this cushion that Na'Vi have, and ultimately remove this operator, reforce the purchase of that. Something was showing over the top of the wall there,
Yeah,
but Zipan.
I can't fathom what it was, but it cost him his life, yeah. Sugetsu's playing in this smoke, and you hear the Seekers used. Flank is going to be coming in from spawn side as Sugetsu gets another. They still have so much control on this site, Mike.
The one thing DRX need to guarantee is that there's some coverage towards showers here, or some pressure being applied. As soon as this crossfire gets set up, I mean, the wall goes up to prevent anybody pushing into showers, but as soon as Na'Vi get back towards pipes, it's so difficult for DRX to find any space to work with.
Angel's so paranoid that they hit his B. This is all a fake that he just rotated all the way back, concerned for the lurker. Meanwhile, DRX are going to get the spike down on B. Note, there's still showers control though for CNED, and he could win this round by himself. Angel still with the ult, and CNED still with the op. He's finding another. 2v2 here, Sax and Mako trying to reestablish and maintain control of the site. You see the smokes going down. Mako patient, and they're going to drop the orbital strike.
Just to clear out lamps.
Yeah. The feeling, the need to win this round. Sax has gotten it down. It's just CNED, and it's just CNED with the op. Certainly not the weapon you want in a situation like this, but he's gotten one. Is he going to be able to get the second? Yes, he does! What a play from CNED! Unreal!
Stax' flash actually catches Marco. They can't double swing onto him. And CNED pounces. A ridiculous second shot for the Red Bull clutch here from CNED. And it's that flash. CNED turns it, but Marco can't swing onto him.
Oh my gosh.
That is absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, us too, man. Us too.
That's a heartbreaker for DRX. I mean, initially everything was going right for Na'Vi regardless, but oh, they could have dragged that one across the line. Na'Vi walking long here.
Well, they may regret that.
Angel, the tip of the spear once again. Oh,
Seen
get
it,
a little
man.
messy here.
Yeah, he may be in some trouble. 11 HP, he is going to get healed up. Somehow stays alive, and of course he's going to regress. And he's going to get a shot at another. Well considered by Sax.
Marco unable to really pinch from Hookah either, so actually stabilizing this B site hold. Zipan already heading back across to with some support to Sugetsu, but no progress found from Zest just yet. Does have a stinger. There's not going to be anybody inside lamps for him to punish. Seekers won't really paint a clear picture just yet.
No, but as the time ticks away, they're going to get all of the info they could possibly want. Angel getting rezzed up. See the spike has been planted. 3 members left of DRX on the site. Sax the first to challenge. The gate crash is actually back towards A short, so there's nothing deep behind it. Op still in play, and RB's in some serious trouble, dude. There was no way out of that. The molly, the nade, CNED, another one with the op. And you see this light buy does some damage, but the problem is, Mike, Navi have so much money right now that that's not enough.
No, they can keep throwing bodies at trade rounds like this, where it's just a back and forth engagement, almost suiting them, especially with CNED popping off and finding another revive coming through. 8-2 the scoreline now. DRX left scratching their heads. Consistently finding value in the retake as well for Navi. I mean, aside from the Red Bull clutch from CNED. Look at it as if that's almost something they can lean heavily on. They don't really want to mess with, I guess, the front line of DRX's double duelist with, I guess, the flashes alongside that from Stacks too.
Sure. Hey, what did DRX do to stabilize here? Remember, they burned a timeout early. You can't imagine Termi's going to want to use another one.
Well, also, this is the half where you'd hope that pulling out a double duelist comp like this, you'd find value.
Yeah. I mean, you shouldn't be down 8-2 at half on the attacking side with this comp. But alas, that's where they find themselves.
And RB's just a million miles ahead because of the molly slowing things down. Xiao will find a second buzz, will fall down to 53 HP on Xiao, able to slow things down even further. DRX not even in the front door, Doug.
No, and they invested so much. That dual-pronged attack that we were just talking about, nullified, blunted. And with that, DRX, because those tools are missing, have to creep their way out. And maybe that's the key. Zest has already gotten the opener onto Angel, no less.
Find anything else, though. Xiao tucks himself into Tube. Looks like he might be rewarded here, but Stax actually gets the better of him. Finds a second.
Crispy shots out from Stax. They're going to invest the pit too, desperately needing a round.
And a better pit this time around. It actually gives DRX some control over a choke point.
I dare said the previous time that Cena, maybe not the right weapon in a situation like this, and he made a fool of me. But I can't imagine he can do it again in a pit. In a pit? That's the pit! He's going to have to do it with the Phantom, and he cannot as Stax plays hero for DRX and finally stops the bleeding.
Last round in
It's just unreal. I mean, you give him a little bit of space, and he takes a mile away. Any other situation there, I mean, if you can swap out to a weapon maybe a little bit quicker, it almost seems doable for NAVI. Beautiful opener from Stax to swing this back round, though.
Yeah, the second on there was clean. 45 HP when he peeks back sight there and takes that fight.
First time, really, we've seen DRX lean back on something that worked very well for them yesterday, which is slowing down the rounds where they concede a first blood or two in this situation. Rewarded with a 3v5 victory! CNED punished off the rip here.
Yeah.
Operator removed.
Hello aggression from DRX, and maybe not a moment too soon. As for as dire as it's looked, I mean, an 8-4 half, you take those. But they've got to get there. They aren't there quite yet. DRX finding another as Stax, trying to control showers. This time it's Buzz with the op switches. Angel weak, but the aim was messy.
Spike planted.
Very comfortable post plant here. Orbital strike available. Molly, 2 snake bites as well. Angel and Zipan with mountains to climb. So you want to try and flip this. Zest actually going to... I think maybe hear a footstep here. Yeah, he looks ready for this flank to come through. Angel desperate to address that back line.
He's just so weak.
Enemy remaining.
And the weak get weaker. He's got to deal with orbital strike. Did well to get away from it, but he wasn't able to consider RB there.
Well, I mean, an 8-4 half feels like a miracle for DRX to be able to get that much on the board after, I mean, quite frankly, being bullied around bind here in the first half, Doug.
I mean, they looked dead on arrival for so much of it. Was it 8-2 at one point? DRX just managed to scrap together.
DRX's wheelhouse is not
Yeah.
usually what we expect them to really, really fully commit towards, but here you're almost hoping so with this composition.
Yeah.
I mean, the only other benefit for RB here is early information, you know, benefit from the, well, instant rotation timing, but there's very few positives from what I've seen so far, Doug.
We'll see how they play the Yoru on the side. As you were mentioning, there's just so much value that the Yoru can get off of quick rotates, on being able to check areas of the map and then flip it instantly. So we'll see how they play this. That does not seem to be the case with how they're approaching this early round, though.
Time to jump.
Stack spotted earlier. It looks like on the back of contact, DRX have got something set up at least. RB not rewarded just yet.
Oh, but he is in a cheeky angle. He's taken the space, flipped over to the other side. Doesn't seem like NAVI are concerned with or intent on hitting B.
And the flash actually almost gives NAVI the upper hand here. So they've slowly crept their way towards 8. Seen it actually tagged down to 53. Didn't actually spot when that had happened, but...
It must have been early on. NAVI have taken Char's control. They've taken A short control as well. Seems like all 5 focus towards A. See that wall, too, is going to be so miserable to get through on the pistol.
Actually boxing this off, it gives NAVI a very, very comfortable post plant here. It's only RB on the flank, but I mean, look at the minimap. Look what he's got to overcome to apply any pressure.
And he really can't make a move until the wall gets cleared.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it's just going to be him against the world. And you see, once again, in these pistol rounds, it's just so labored. It's so tedious to get through that wall. They finally break a panel, but now what? The spike's been ticking away for 20 seconds. RB is still sitting in the teleporter. CNED gets overwhelmed as DRX have found some space. Xiao handling the first, 31 HP. Buzz had it. I don't think he did get half. But that's all he's able to get so far. Xiao still alive. Angel left in a 1v1. Zest is going to be able to take it all the way unless Angel swings out, and he does. NAVI get the pistol.
We'll find their 9th, and DRX just a little slow to respond to getting that wall dealt with. I mean, even initially, the snake bite sent in towards the poison orb to maybe cut off a pinch from short, but that was never coming with the game plan from NAVI here. In a while since we've seen a Sage-reliant pistol round strat like this, but it pays off for NAVI.
It took us all the way back to early Valorant days, huh? We've gone prehistoric.
There's almost a moment there where the wall becomes NAVI's demise, other than the paint shell from Zipan getting posted over the top.
Ooh, what are you going to do here? Sugetsu's here on the other side, only has a ghost. The other rifles are elsewhere to be found.
And this is another thing that looked great for DRX on the thrifty rounds where they're able to push forward as a group and find an opener or an advantage with lesser weaponry.
I really like how DRX, what they did after the kill too, instantly send 2 through teleporter, see what else is going on the map. When you're starved for weaponry, information is key, and that's what they're trying to play around, but Mako falls. RB managing.
Found a response.
Yeah, he did. Tries for the second. Walks away a little beaten and battered. That's all it is for now. Once again from NAVI, we're going to see a plant behind the wall, and DRX with just not the right tools to dispose of it.
I'll be chipping away. Will eventually fall. 3v4, Xiao barely clinging to life here, but Zipan will find a response.
After the first couple of shots go Aaron, it ultimately does connect. CNED finding value and finding control, and Lamps too. Oh, it's gotten down to a 1v1. Mike, how the heck are we here? RB's weak. He's so weak.
He's misread it though. I think Zipan's backed up towards short. Might even be able to get the half here though.
Yeah, but Zipan has plenty of time, right? RB's pulled off. He's grabbed a weapon, Mike. Oh!
Just tried to get back on the spike. Zipan seals the deal. Whew. It's only really the purchase of NAVI that doesn't reward DRX fully for that early round aggression.
Yeah.
Don't get an upgrade, don't retrieve a rifle from that situation. NAVI able to steady the ship. Moment there, I mean, Marco not catching Angel underneath the smoke. A couple of situations go another way, and I feel like DRX are maybe poised to take that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just barely goes their way. See what the play is here is DRX with a much better buy. This time around, Stax is close to having his Seekers. RB's a little bit close. It's perhaps halfway there, but see what the setup is. We saw this previously too. He just swings off of his own flash. RB making opportunities for himself and finding a kill onto CNED.
Stax clinging to life here at 5 HP. Almost punished, but it's actually RB, as he said, to respond. Xiao will get himself a rifle back in hand. Actually, still gets the better of RB.
That was really ambitious from RB there.
Maybe trying to police the weapon slightly, but definitely overstayed his welcome.
Navi, you know, you talk so much about Navi's playstyle in the first half. You see some of it here and how they're slowing things down so much. And min-maxing too, getting the orb, getting Xiao one step away from his ult.
The other thing is as well, they come into this, what, 3 rifles, 2 pistols, they're now basically 1 man down, yes, but Stax and Zest, very squishy targets right now.
30 seconds left.
Stax in particular, 5 HP. You look at him funny and he's dead.
They will spot Zest. If they get solid information off that, at least the ping comes through. Yeah, Zipan's going to swing onto it. Zest will find it though. Hang on, NAVI have found responses.
It's a 2v2. Xiao's still so weak and somehow still alive, but they're so convinced that there are other people here. They have to delay for just a moment, and that's going to buy DRX just enough time to rotate. But what do they do with it? Do they flood? Do they go? Buzz has a nade. Mako with a molly.
Xiao's completely disconnected from sight here, leaving Sugetsu in a position to maybe thread back through elbow.
Interesting too, with Xiao as weak as he is, you think maybe you put him out there as a sacrificial lamb, get some
Molly
info and trade off of it.
Molly's going to slow down the peak from elbow.
He's gotten it to half. He's going to stick it the whole way. Mike, he's going to stick it the whole way! Right under their noses!
I mean, like I said, the Molly prevents the swing from elbow, but Xiao, at that HP level, just doesn't even swing on, doesn't even offer his life up for confirmation.
I mean, not a jiggle, not a jump peek, not a shoulder throw, nothing.
And DRX at a little bit of a coin flip, roll the dice maybe, but like I said, that Molly absolutely pivotal in that situation. Yeah, you can see it's a little frustrating from the coach cam too.
Questions abound, but there's not enough time to answer him as Navi and DRX take us right back into the 16th round. Still a 5-round lead for the attacking side. EMEA representatives sitting cozy on the scoreboard, and money's not bad either. Xiao and Sugutsu are okay.
I'll be faking a TP through towards Showers. See on the minimap, Guns trained on that location for the time being, going to keep Na'Vi, I guess, stuck in this widespread default a little longer. Conscious maybe that DRX have got a set piece to roll out here, or a trap plate invested towards Showers.
They've taken so much space down long, Mike.
Yeah, a ton of information as well. The smokes here on A site will confirm it.
And as soon as there's confirmation, he can flip. RB just went through a teleporter. He has a gate crash that's back up and spawn. Instantly flips, and that buys just enough time as Navi have to deal with what's happening on the teleporter. As we saw earlier in the round, that deep wall into pipes is going to cause problems.
Definitely slows down the retake. Actually, Zest will find one from the Snakebite. Senior will fall, but Spike planted.
Shigetsu on the trade. Zest with Pit up in heaven, though.
And the problem being there's a Molly and a Snakebite here. Paint Shell as well, but it looks like Zipan might even put that in towards slowing down a push into Lamps.
Surprised they're waiting this long to commit to something. Just want to be cautious about how they do it and just take the space.
Snakebite's coming in as well.
A ton.
This one's already passed, though.
Yeah, I mean, they are taking their dear sweet time, Mike. They haven't even gotten it to half at this point. They haven't established enough control. Mako's got 3 on the round, but at what cost?
Do they have it?
It's going to be so close. Oh, it's going to be so close. 1 second. Once again, burning the midnight oil.
By the skin of their teeth. I mean, you think with the Molly going through, as soon as the Snakebite lands, I think ahead of the half defuse coming through, Na'Vi feel as if they've got that one across the line. Staring at each other.
You got this? We good? Viper Spit still in play for Zest. RB with his ult. Na'Vi, I mean, doesn't even have the package in tow right now. Seems like they want to feel out the map, see what info they can get. 2 rifles here, so they've invested some.
Xiao looking to make this work pretty early on here. Buzz did spot out a couple of bodies on the other side of things. Trailblazer pinched through here. Might even catch it. I don't think Xiao's stunned.
He's crunched, though. Yeah, RB's able to clean him up. They had pressure coming in from the other side via Buzz.
Another beautiful proactive play from DRX to find a first blood here on the defense in isolating Xiao. Able to retrieve the rifle, though. Yeah, Angel's going to have that in hand now.
Cena checking the flank. Meanwhile, the rest of Na'Vi have taken showers. Molly to delay for just a moment. It seems like they're still thinking this through. I mean, not liking what they're seeing, not liking what they're feeling, A. They're going to try to flip B.
In terms of Na'Vi, still plenty of time left on the clock. 30 seconds.
30 seconds
more than
left.
enough. Their comfort zone almost.
Yeah.
But Marco has already made his way across here. CNED's spotted out in hookah. That's going to be the green light here.
Oh, he's got to be careful. That flash up high is so good, though, as RB's able to get the first CNED on the trade, though. Mako filling the space behind and stacks that 1-2 punch is just too much.
DRX clawing their way back into this one, Doug. Just 3 rounds separating them now. The crowd finally feeling a reason to get behind them.
Good reason, too. I mean, you think about that last round there. It was that dynamic duo of Mako and Buzz. And, I mean, really, all of them just played exceptionally well yesterday. But there were massive hero moments. Stacks there, huge play. The proactivity that you mentioned at the beginning of the round, Mike, is what feels like the biggest difference as DRX are starting to show signs of life.
Here's how far down the rabbit hole they go with that.
It doesn't seem like there's any of it here.
You know, RB again gets himself into a position to make a play. We just haven't really seen DRX commit to it too often. Stacks will be heard on the jump spot. Trailblazer to come through. Should be the signal for him to flash out, but RB caught up inside CNED's slow orb. Again, Na'Vi here able to mitigate that early aggression or trap play towards long. Regardless, there's still a 3-man stack behind this. And Na'Vi creeping closer and closer.
They've got a couple of tools here, too, and not just the element of surprise when it comes to aggression. DRX 3 ults here. I mean, you imagine RB investing. You've got one of them already used by Stax. Zest patiently waiting and rewarded as RB's able to get another. Invested 2 ults. What more do they drop? Is RB still causing problems? See, those flashes have been so effective, but Xiao able to put him down. As you see, things start to settle, though. I mean, it paints a grim picture, Mike. Xiao left in a 1v3.
30 seconds left.
Navi's still trying to hang on to this 3-round lead, but the last couple of rounds have just not gone their way, and this seems to be no different.
Well, it's got to be the first that he finds. Chipped away at, but
Which
makes it harder now for Xiao to recover from that. Stax on the swing will seal the deal.
Well handled too. Stax, as you mentioned, on the swing. Maka swung a little bit behind it too, just to make sure the 1v1 wasn't isolated and didn't give Xiao a chance to pull off something magical. 4 rounds in a row now for DRX. And the hole there is just gorgeous. RB has looked so good.
He looked
on
fantastic
this
yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
Coming up clutch in a number of situations. The confusion started to show on Dubro's face. Light investment here to, well, definitely packs a punch. RB going exploring here.
Oh dear. Caught with a flash in his hand, instantly throws it in reverse.
Able to get away.
And get some info, I guess.
Yeah. The other thing as well, I mean, DRX very quickly adjusted towards kind of this anti-plant setups yesterday. I feel like that's what they've dialed into here on the defense as well. They just want to prevent NAVI from getting favorable numbers on site. That's why we kept seeing yesterday a number of rounds on defense where they were just happy to save as 3. You know, they hit the site that we only had 2 on, there's no point going for it.
Right, yeah. Cut our losses, live to fight another day.
This early round information is very important towards DRX game plan.
I mean, Navi have shown a willingness to flip the map late in these rounds. And now with a little over 45 seconds left, it seems like that's going to be the case. And Orb headed back, but Buzz there to greet. Where do they go from here? Angel's still playing over back by B, but they have Shower's control. You see the flash out from Xiao, but they haven't pushed out past it. Now they're going to creep out Angel as an ult. Are they going to pull this off, Mike? All they had was Sheriffs and, yeah, I believe 2 Guardians. They haven't grabbed anything else. And is that going to be enough? It very well may be. Unless Zest can make something happen, and he's already gotten 2 big ones. Seekers invested, Zest with 3. Zipam left alone.
Just like that, they flip it back in their favor. Zipam will be spotted with the ultimate finally. The very last second. 3 left standing. We're talking about in the first half a financial cushion. DRX have definitely got one of their own here in the second.
Yeah, they're doing just fine.
And they're about to tie things up, Doug.
Navi made a run at that round, though, man. That was, for a little while there, uncomfortably close. But again, heroics from Zest. Stax, animated, ready to go. This looks more like the DRX we saw yesterday.
Stax starting to get a little more energetic on stage as well. Always a factor for DRX. Navi, orbital strike and a res available here. Difficult to really find value with that on the attack, especially if DRX are going to tuck themselves into sight. Buzz actually now operator in hand. Posted up very early on the shower zone. Does still actually have RB here in support. Deals with it. RB going to flash out. Doesn't deny any progress behind the Trailblazer.
Yeah, very similar to the setup that we saw in Octagon at the opening of the half. Someone there with him. As soon as there's contact, he drops the flash and swings out. Those Yoru flash is so difficult to turn.
Navi are creeping behind this wall, though. Marco's going to have his hands full.
Is there going to be enough for him to know? I mean, they've taken so much space without really showing much of anything, but as soon as that wall goes down, they're going to be segmented. They're going to be divided.
Buzz can still deny the first attempt at the plant here with the paint shell.
The spike hasn't even made its way out of short yet. Gonna use the Brim Smokes to swing out behind. That flash is gonna get a lot of info.
Wait,
and
no
buying
way.
just
RB's
time.
going to TP into the background. Surely not.
I mean, keep an eye on it. It's tempting, it's tantalizing, and it's considered, but he hasn't gotten to it yet. He hasn't committed, just buying his time as Navi's still playing around through short.
You will not kill my ally.
See that res online, orbital strike used, Buzz trying to reposition as Navi or Gar starting to get some kills. Zipan with 2 massive ones, CNED looking to get the spike down, and Mako causing problems. It's Mako and Zest, the 2 controllers, and Mako's getting up really far by himself. 13 seconds left, they're gonna have to make a move for this, and Zest is gonna be ahead of it.
I don't think he's going to catch him on the dropout, though.
It's gonna be so quick, it's gonna be so close. No utility for Zest. It's already fallen. Shao getting the spike down, left in a 1v2, and honestly, Mike, a winnable one at that.
Shao posting up underneath Hookah here. Did Zest spot him?
Oh, I'm not sure, but he's surrounded, repositioning, finding a cushion, finding some space, and perhaps a second lease on life as he's gotten it down to 1. A dangerous move there as he takes the knife out to take 1 step further back. Shao now spotted the flash up top. Does he dare swing? Mako bold on it. On the tap, 38 HP. Make that 17 now, and Mako's still healthy. But Shao can just continue to tempt, continue to tease, continue to bait on the swing, and Mako gets it. He's gonna have enough time for the defuse too. Mako plays that beautifully. Unreal.
Ridiculous. Shao unable to close out a second round from the same position.
I mean, I don't know if he would have won that. Yeah, I mean,
not so sure.
Yeah, I'll keep it a buck with you guys. I don't think so.
It's Mako.
Man, what a play. Off of the flash.
Sealing the deal on the 6th for DRX. And now Navi up against the ropes. I mean, even here, the crack's starting to show. A Guardian in the hands of CNED. We have the showstopper here. They need to get a grip back on this half.
Desperately.
Not that they ever had one, it felt like.
No. I like this, though. It's fast off the Trailblazers. Zipan's able to get one. Sugetsu does too. They've cracked the side open relentlessly as Zipan with the second. I was about to say, maybe perhaps pace is what they needed. They inject a little bit of it. Buzz on the counter, though, and once again, ambitious and bold. And this time, ill-advised. Navi take the lead back.
Even there, very audacious with the showstopper from Buzz. I'll make something work. Finally, a response from Navi. A beautiful pace change. Zipan, the one to pave the way. How far can they take this, though? We'll force the timeout of DRX. Probably feeling fairly exhausted after that string of rounds.
Yeah.
Start to exploit.
You see a timeline on your screen. It tells the entire story. It's been quite the emotional roller coaster as DRX claw their way back into this. But is it just a fake comeback? Early pit invested from DRX. The opener as Buzz finds value with the op. CNED with the trade, though. And they've taken so much space from Hookah already, Mike. But DRX want to fight. They're going to try to fight this right into the teeth of what Zipan were doing, what Navi was doing. And now they're stuck.
Toxin screen down.
We're cognizant somebody's taking the TP here. Zest tucked inside. Shao and Angel left to try and recover this round. A 2v4 will be nothing short of a miracle. Especially with Mako. Getting himself tucked into showers now.
And they're going to get out quietly. Smoke's down. And the smoke might be the only thing that tips their presence. You mentioned Mako. He's the one who's here. Does he boldly fight? Does he wait for reinforcements? Seems to be patient on this one. Angel taking a step back. No Molly to play with. Just concerned, paranoid for what could be coming around. You hear the footsteps, the flash out from Shao to buy some time, to create some space.
DRX taking their sweet time on this. Mako maybe considering the fact that there's a Molly in play here from Angel.
Yeah. I love it, though. Given these numbers, he's opportunistic on the repositioning. He's going to try to pinch in. Shao on the flash. You see the tap through. Angel's already gotten onto one. But there's still so much to do, and it's all falling onto Shao. A 1v2 now. A 1v1 now. Shao, 7 bullets. Zest halfway. Shao on the swing, and it's wide! Navi map point, a 3K for Shao!
What a ridiculous Red Bull clutch. I mean, like I said, it felt like it took an eternity for DRX to actually group for that retake. I said, Marco's got to be thinking there's a molly at play here or something. He goes right the way back out of showers towards shore. And the rest of DRX are barely out of pipes or heaven. That gives Na'Vi map point here. DRX still healthy in terms of their purchase. I mean, other than that, see. I'll take that right back. A Bulldog and a Judge here for Buzz and RB. No ultimates available for them. The other side, Seekers up for Shao after that clutch.
Oh, RB with the Judge up close. He finds value. I mean, stays alive with a sliver of health. 6 HP, but the damage is done. And honestly, when you've got a Judge and a Bulldog in a situation like that, you'll take what you can get.
RB trying to reset back towards 8. Marco and Buzz don't think have been given any indicators yet. Heavy presence or short, now he has. Marco going to slow down the Showers pinch.
Passive info gathering from B2 allows them to start to rotate over. You see Zest has already made his way back towards A. Mako still playing around the smoke and staying alive somehow undetected, but Angel has just walked right by him. Mako getting one. Seeing it and Sugetsu, the only two that remain. Yeah, they still have the spike in tow, and yeah, they still have some time, but they're so painfully outnumbered, Mike. And RB was patient the entire time. He's upgraded a weapon. He has the spike. Wisely doesn't peek into the fight again. I mean, that is discipline if I've ever seen it.
Well, force the hand of Sugetsu out of the dropout here, actually. Reveal his position. Give him a chance at one of these taps. We know what Sugetsu's capable of.
Yep, he's capable. He was capable enough to get one. That's all it was. But DRX not going away.
12-11 now. RB's ultimate up. So the Na'Vi, Seekers, and the Pit available. Actually on the brink of a couple more ultimates here. 2 away from the res and the orbital strike. Zipan not too far away from the showstopper either, but round 24 will be the last.
Yeah, didn't you have a ton of OTs yesterday? Are you the problem?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
We'll see if DRX can take us there. The ult from RB right at the beginning of the round. And I mean, the info has been gathered.
Yeah, that's info.
Yep.
But, no, you don't. You don't.
Please don't.
Surely you don't.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
He made him consider it. And
Yeah.
honestly,
he was thinking about that, man.
I really like that, though, because you see how Navi, as soon as they saw that ult and as soon as they saw the flash, they started to pull rotates back, right? They started to try to congregate around that ult. And ultimately, DRX doesn't take any space or any info with it, but you imagine a situation where they get deeper positioning down long, deeper positioning in hookah, too.
If this is a round where Buzz is on operator, you can post them up very deep outside showers. Doesn't come through, though.
What it does buy is some time, though. Think about how long the clock has been burned, and they really have barely made their way out of spawn. Angel's already fallen.
I don't know if that was an intentional peek from RB there. He swung out with his knife in hand, it looked like. Rewarded nonetheless. Seen it 2 away from the res, so needs a kill and this orb to get Angel back on his feet.
I've got your trail.
You see it right there, but you've got 2 members from DRX. Going to try to deny that. And RB's already gotten one. Zipan's fallen. CNED still hasn't been able to get the orb. You see the teleport through as they start to rotate back. Everyone from DRX is here, and it's a miserable situation for Navi. Miserable for Sugetsu, and it's just not enough. We're going the distance.
Switching sides.
A beautiful recovery from DRX after what felt like a very, very flat first half.
Yeah. And honestly, positions where I thought they were going to crumble. I mean, late in that second half, Navi gets a map point. It seems like it's over. But DRX, man, they're showing some grit.
This will be reset here. We're coming to round 25. No operator coming out on either side. Obviously, did see CNED and Buzz employing it on the defense. And a little bit harder with CNED on the Sage. His utility fairly key in terms of slowing down hits. Maybe a consideration to make. But Buzz actually on a double satchel, looking for the same punish onto CNED, but catching his own flash.
Yeah, not quite deep enough, but the orb gathered by Buzz.
Early win for DRX.
Where do they go from here?
Problem being, though, even working towards the showstopper here, he's got no satchels, so
Yeah.
if he finds 2 kills, he's going to have to throw it out almost, or create pressure with it.
And you wonder, too, even, you make a really good point, because he doesn't have satchels, you wonder if that was just intended to deny it from them.
Yeah.
Right? Deny it from whoever could be playing from Navi and Showers, because they showed a lot of presence towards that in the first half.
But definitely the intention towards the B orb.
Smoke's down.
Zipan's already preemptively made his way across the B site. And DRX look as if they're now collapsing towards an A site execute here. And Sugetsu might be tested here.
They just have no Showers control. I mean, maybe Stacks take some of the space and they can have a late hit, but this is going to be very one-dimensional if this is how they commit. The Trailblazers are going to clear things out, though, and RB's gone all the way in, and he's all the way in by himself. The flash off of it, and the flick from Sugetsu's filthy. How have Navi stabilized through this? How have they maintained control of the site?
Actually, yeah, it does get Marco off the plant here, so forcing a second attempt at it. Maybe even a third. Doesn't get caught with that satchel, though.
No, not punished in the window, as small as it was. Sacks now with Showers control. Mako has fallen, a 4v2 in favor of Navi this time. Stacks on the reposition. Navi can take their time, man. They have so much control and they have so much time. That flash not getting anything. This one will. You see it, Zest turn to the corner, and it's beautiful. It sets him up quite nicely.
And the pit!
Xiao's just on the tap. Reconsiders it. He's going to get it to halfway. He's going to get it all the way. Mikey's going to take it the whole way! Another stolen defuse!
And the pit cutting off the sight line. They can't punish Xiao.
I can't believe it.
You think there, the pit is the one thing that flips it back into DRX's favor almost. But it is their demise.
I cannot believe it. And Stacks, what, half a second early, and he gets it with the shorty? You can't really fault Zest for a play like that in that situation, too.
No. Like I said, any other situation, you feel like the pit seals the deal for DRX.
We saw this set up a lot on DRX's defensive side. As soon as there's contact, Stacks takes a little bit of damage. RB with the flash and the swing. But he's slowed. I mean, surely he doesn't dare swing in a situation like this, right?
Double flash here? Double flash is beautiful, but it's a 1-for-1.
Yeah, it's just all it is. Cena, the one falling on the side of Navi, though.
Say, removing the wall maybe relinquishes some of that, I guess, safety in a site execute and cutting off a choke point, but miles on the minimap here. Buzz has gone exploring elsewhere on the map. Xiao seemingly aware of the possibility, but when does Buzz make a move? This is good information, though, because it allows DRX to fully commit towards the other 3 members being here on B site.
Absolutely. I think you're right. The one question is, does Buzz make a move? How patient is he? Because right now, I mean, he's got him controlled. He's got him corralled. 30 seconds. And the silence on the spike, that flash.
30 seconds left.
Notwithstanding is deafening. Waiting for utility to come back up. You see the nade through, Zipan. Biding his time. Roomba, flash, and then the satchels. You imagine they'll start to go out, and there they go. But it seemed like he hit his legs on the way out. It's a 1-for-1. Mako's still controlling the site. Buzz is now making a move, but it's not going to matter. DRX hold the line.
And a chance to recover after Navi steal away the defuse. Convert the response stacks. Look at a little antsy on stage there. Perfectly timed. Yeah, I mean, the site hold stands up to the test regardless, but see the patience from Navi. Xiao just fixated on market.
Yeah.
Anticipate.
Be the case, although they are set up for it. You got Stacks ready there for the flash. You have our Buzz.
They're denying this orb once again with the double satchel, maybe. It's not seen on the other side of it here, so have to worry about potentially a paint shell and a boom bot.
This is interesting, too, because when we had this conversation previously, it was because of the investment of the satchels that we thought, well, maybe that's not it. But it's just a dump of utility to deny the early grab of it and then rotate off.
But maybe this is a read, actually, for DRX, because it's Zipan that here on the other side of it.
Yeah,
they
sure.
don't progress deeper.
That's a very good point.
Seeing it elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, very good point. Speaking of which.
I get a confirmation now.
Yeah.
With the wall up in hookup. Again, maybe the indication they're reading instances, this is the lighter side of the formation. CNED's desperately trying to prevent any progress into hookup.
They would be right. See that wall over towards A causing problems. They had to invest a Trailblazer just to clear out short.
Investment of utility doesn't catch though. CNED moved to weather the storm. And nothing caught on long.
Yeah.
And actually sends Xiao back towards A. DRX have done great to deny or avoid confirmation here.
But CNED's the trap. As soon as the wall goes down, his life goes too. Mako able to clean him up. Angel flash, he can't see a damn thing.
Flash
Dancing around back sight. Unreal. DRX have cracked the site wide open. Now Navi have shown up with reinforcements, but it's too little too late. They still aren't their way out on site. As the crowd comes to life once more, DRX looking to take the lead against Navi in overtime. But they're far from done. Still some pesky members of the defense up. Zip and Xiao and Sugetsu putting in what seems like an unwinnable situation, but the demand is there. The ask could not be greater. And it seems like they're crumbling in the face of it. That's exactly what they do. DRX take the lead back.
With a Prime Gaming flawless nonetheless.
Wow.
Will immediately force the timeout from NAVI. Absolute perfection here from DRX. The patience on display. And it's key as well that RB avoids this flash on B long.
Yeah.
That's what forces Xiao to reconsider the setup here on defense. For the first time, it's a 4-man push in. You see the frustration here from CNED because it's just the timing on the wall. DRX, he said down to the second.
8 days to think, to prepare.
Short vacation in between.
I mean, yeah. So valuable, and DRX so close to taking a 1-0 lead in this series.
I haven't seen this often, though. Finally, DRX leaning away from setting RB up towards long. It's just going to be stacks here. We're talking about the operator potentially coming into play. Cena does have it in hand.
You wonder if you can't imagine he was spotted there. Angel clears out the dog. CNED still able to hold that line. Off of the flash, no swing. They really no way to either with that slow at their feet.
So first, Snakebite already invested here, so only one more for Zest to work with. Finally, the rotation comes through, but timing's a little off with Navi looking as if they want to slip through the TP.
RB's going to have a lot to do here.
Same with Buzz.
And they're going to satchel out. They're going to flash. Buzz falls. What can RB do? I mean, you can't imagine much in the face of all of that Viper utility. And even more piled on, but he's... I thought he was going to swing in front through the molly, but he doesn't. Swings back around. Sugetsu cleans him up. You see the defenses for DRX crumbling, but stacks with 2. Trying to right the ship, trying to bring him back. Trying to put him down as Mako gets another.
Angel's got the molly and the ult here, though. DRX still have to move fast.
And they have no duelists to go with it. They have no duelists to take the fight to Navi's doorstep. It's all on to Angel. Off of this you go. Seekers, the flash. There's Orbital Strike. Zest cleans him up, and DRX somehow claw their way back into the map and take a 1-0. We're going to jump right into the action here. DRX on the attacking side. You see a heavy lean towards A early, and it's just the Cypher. It's just Sugetsu here early. See how quickly they try to bully as Navi's just so much more concerned about establishing control across the middle of the map.
I mean, if this is quick enough, it could be a positive for Navi, but...
It's all about the pace. How quickly do they go?
DRX slowly funneling up towards ramp, and I think now Navi and people backing towards a position to greet this execute.
This Cypher cam is so miserable to deal with. You've got to get so far up before you can clear it out. Meanwhile, DRX have gotten their way out onto the site. Some of the defenses are there, but Mako looking to play spoiler up in heaven. No challenge yet. It's just Sugetsu who's playing on the other side, and he's going to play into this. Well, of course he's going to play into this, but they walked right by each other, Mike.
He's able to slip through the poison orb here. Going to get the backstab on Xiao. He will fall.
Oh, it's a surprise. Now you see the double duelist from Navi causing problems. They've gotten the spike down. They've repositioned up towards heaven. You see some of the mollies come through, but you're not expecting Sugetsu here. Either way, handled. Zest cleans him up.
Standing.
All falls onto RB. He's got to swing out. He's got to get one, and Angel's timing is perfect. Navi will get the pistol.
A very slippery pistol round from DRX, but you see the frustration on Stax' face. Unable to find any further pressure here, but Marco repeating the smoke criminal antics from yesterday. Nearly runs away with that one.
Yeah.
The fact DRX are able to get the open plant for Heaven as well in this situation. Navi just find everything they need.
I mean, Angel's timing there. As you mentioned, you see frustration already. What felt like such a close situation. The potential for DRX to take another pistol, ultimately not falling their way. And you see the buy from the attacking side. There's a little bit here. You've got a Sheriff in the hands of RB, a couple of Ghosts. And it seems like they want to head B, where Angel's already waiting. That one-way so difficult to deal with, or picked up. Very systematic by Navi.
You notice as well the camera, this is going to be the default force who gets to every single round, and we're looking for these early rounds to be as productive as possible in terms of just dealing with it, finding a way of removing it, denying that information, because it's going to allow Navi to sit in very heavy leans towards mid and B, just on the back of that one piece of utility. We dealt with here, but
Watching here.
miracles from DRX, so they can make these pistols work.
What they do have here is the power in numbers. There are 3 on the other side of the smoke. Angel's left alone, and he does not have the weaponry to deal with it. Overwhelmed, CNED from up in heaven, who was supposed to be providing cover, shows up a little late, but not too bad. See the push through from Mako, not able to find any space either. This has gone absolutely sideways for DRX, and you didn't expect much. But this is almost as clean as you could possibly ask for from Navi.
And the one big objective here, obviously, for Navi, you don't want to see these rifles removed, and CNED will find a third on the round.
Well, I think even on top of that, it's not just that they didn't lose rifles. 3 members carry full armor into the next round. They didn't take any damage. You don't have to reinvest in situations like that. You see why this ever talked about buy now from Navi can be so difficult to navigate. Early on, it just snowballs quickly.
We've seen it just 2 off the Blade Storm as well. Another thing to offset the finances even further for them.
It's a very good point.
DRX will spread a little thin here. Spike across towards A side, but don't expect any early commitment with just 2 members of DRX. Navi's utility removed, and once again Navi will secure this orb in garage. See, they're going hunting though. As Zest has found an open elsewhere. Zipan way ahead of the utility that's set up as security towards A side, or at least towards Heaven.
Yeah, dancing in a dangerous situation. Work his way around a fine line, and ultimately is not punished for it. Meanwhile, Navi's still taking so much of the space down B. Look at how far up Angel is. And yeah, there's a little bit of help from Xiao, but if the timing's not great, he's in trouble.
Well, they have to farm here because it's everybody from DRX drifting this way.
There's the flash. There's the confirmation. RB's ahead of it, though. They look to swing. Angel on the reposition, dropped. Xiao has to tuck tail and get away. And now in the face of the paranoia, in the face of the dog, manages to take one. Well done. But the sight lost.
Player standing.
Sugetsu almost actually finds a kill on the way out. Zest will secure it though. CNED a 1v4. Still pretty healthy, but just find a couple of kills very early on here. We'll make this a possibility.
You see the paranoia and just how he's handling his crosshairs. There's someone low, is behind pillar, behind garage, up in heaven. So many things to consider, so many angles to check, and just not enough resources to do it all.
Well, he did find a kill before falling, so those 2 away from the Blade Storm. Does actually get it. Yeah, that's Zest drifting up in that lurk, up towards ramp.
This contact he plays is causing problems. We'll see if we see more of that. I'm also really curious to see if Navi continue to try to bully what's happening in B. You think about the previous round, instantly cleared the turret, as you mentioned, the one-way, the flash, and they just established control instantly. Do DRX push into that, knowing what's on the other side? That's exactly what happens. Angel's punished. Read him like a book.
And relying heavily on that conditioning early on, but DRX are the ones to flip it back in their favor. Angel dead off the rip, no smokes. Other than CNED and Sugetsu's cages, but
Careful.
straight away DRX feeling like they've going to have pulled the rotation. I think a good read on how Na'Vi want to approach playing this composition with Sugetsu on the Cypher, leaning heavily on the other side of the map to where this utility is invested in. Totally wrong read.
Right.
Nobody even within earshot of hearing this. Nobody going to benefit off these trips either.
No, I mean, the cam looked like it spotted one. Both trips have been cleared. You see the utility from RB has been planted and set up.
Spikes planted.
And they can draw a line in the sand here, Mike. They can establish so much control. It's going to be so difficult, so labored for Navi to get through.
Zest very disconnected from this, but the rest of DRX tucking into these very tight positions on site. I think Na'Vi probably thinking better at this one, yeah.
Wow, early. Perhaps because Cena's holding an op?
Yeah, not feeling confident whatsoever about the retake.
No. And again, I'm going to take you guys down a long path here because it goes all the way back to Angel at the beginning of the round, dying, forcing Navi in a position where they kind of have to play off B, or off A, excuse me, and rely on the utility from Sugetsu. That's essentially what lost them that round.
But the thing is, the success of this comp, and look towards Fnatic, one of the ones that obviously employed it very, very well, is it relies on actually mitigating early round risk, not giving away an opening engagement, because a lot of this comfort is set up just by receiving information on A.
Sure.
It enables pushes down mid or a stack in garage, for example. Angel a little ahead of the curve in that regard, but with no resistance shown towards the orb and it being given up for free. Maybe just feeling like he has some room to play with. The beautiful isolation from DRX, though. And it has forced the adjustment for Sugetsu, at least in this round. Angel toying with the idea again.
The man is persistent.
He doesn't give up, no. It takes a lot to really deter him.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
But these are very curious rounds because there is an operator on the other side. So if DRX get an early read of that adjustment, look what they're going to be walking into.
It's interesting, too, because I don't think they ever confirmed that there was an op in the previous round either. So again, suspicions on the other side, and there it is. Yeah. Shot rattles off, confirming the weaponry that's on the opposite side. With that, DRX still intent on pushing into the teeth of this defense. Into the weapon, the paranoia is there. Buzz waiting to go, and there he goes! CNED plucks him out of the sky! Xiao not able to follow suit. Op hits the ground harmlessly as the site once again is lost.
Spike planted.
The pit will go up, giving them some safety on site as well. Na'Vi, what's at the first turn, locked out of this yet. Angel will retrieve the operator. I think that's just the #1 objective here. After the spike has been planted. Na'Vi lagging behind a little bit in terms of the rotation. There was a ton of pressure coming towards them, but maybe CNED just spotting the turret is enough of an indicator to say RB's just the one here to lurk and control this space.
Yeah.
Why it's not. That's why we don't see, a rotation earlier on. I love the diligence behind the utility here, though. The Trailblazer clears all the way up ramp. Marco still posts the paranoia to clear out that window, clear out rafters. And then they look to overwhelm CNED on that operator, even though it was shown early. They don't back away from it. DRX will find a third here in succession and force a very early timeout from Na'Vi.
Surprisingly so.
A beautiful shot.
I mean, straight out of the sky, a jump scare on top of it, to be honest.
Also, a nano swarm landed there. I didn't catch that damage going.
To be
yeah,
honest.
I mean, they'd be really struggling if they were losing these weapons after the fact. Still sitting on the Blade Storm, just building up to a couple more. Xiao one off the Seekers. Another adjustment on the utility from Sugetsu here. Focal point becoming mid here, or at least Angel initially showing intention.
Buzz wanting to feel it out and see what's up here. They haven't explored this very much.
Typically would see Zipan playing alongside Sugetsu in these sort of setups to make use of the information.
There.
That's just crazy how I mean, a new setup from the Sugetsu, as you were mentioning.
And he swings on the camera.
Yeah, and just, I mean, clears it out instantly. Takes care of the trip, clears out the camera.
All ahead of the 1 minute mark as well. I mean, Na'Vi preemptively start to rotate, but I think CNED's paranoia is that somebody can slip through heaven in towards spawn. So spread very thin on this A-side defense. Angel's got to be careful. He has to toe the line here.
You see CNED is now peeking out towards heaven with that Viper wall up. There's really no information of what's coming in through mid. Angel's going to get overwhelmed once again. RB's going to be late on this pinch, but they're going to get heaven control. Unless CNED can do something about it. And no, he's dropped instantly. The satchel out. Zipan trying to hold the line, trying to keep him back. One's all he finds.
Sugetsu slipped through. He's ahead of this.
They have no idea. You're absolutely right. How much work can he find? Stacks with 20 HP. Laughing in the face of danger, swinging forward and getting another.
But they got the open plant once again. So a chance here for Sugetsu to find cheeky half defuse, but RB swings onto it. DRX looking in total control of this first half of split right now.
I mean, in the face of different looks from Navi. Think about it, on the other side of timeout, we talked about Sugetsu's change. I mean, there was differences in how Xiao was playing. Angel was in a different position as well. It was an entirely different look.
And like I said, the fact that that's removed so early on in the round, it gives DRX so many options, so many opportunities. Puts Sugetsu back in a position towards A. They have the same camera towards heaven. He does have Zipan alongside him this time. DRX just gaining so much from this default early on. Also had a couple of rounds where they have shown some pace. Catching Angel off guard in Garage, for example. That's also suited them very well. Des was touching on Navi's comfort zones historically, sometimes being in these slower rounds, but certainly not so far.
No, taste of their own medicine is bitter. But they want to fight this, the paranoia and the flash. Oh, this is beautiful, but he finds nothing. I was so well set up. I thought they were dead. But Angel now trying to face into the smoke and play hero. He cannot do it either. What a fumble.
I mean, the Seeker just reveals Angel's TP
Spike planted.
at the worst possible time. Showstopper doesn't catch him, but he's overwhelmed. Zipan and Sugetsu now. 2v4. Showing intention to actually commit towards this.
Player standing.
But it's going to seal the deal. Sugetsu finds a response, though.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a 1v4 if he wants to pull this off. You see the reposition from RB heading towards heaven. Just another thing to consider. Way too much. Sugetsu falls, DRX continue to march forward. And Mike, I've got to go back to that garage play. We'll see if we get another look at it because, I mean, there were 3 members there. They were all flashed up. You think for sure you're at least getting one.
I mean, the utility is absolutely perfect from Na'Vi. It's just there's too many people to shoot at. He can't find a single one of them. A heartbreaking.
I thought he was melting out of his chair, man. I thought he was going to hit the deck. Certainly an opportunity to slip through their fingertips. But again, no real time to think it through, no real time to dwell on it. So we march forward, Zipan getting that orb.
I mean, that's everything in the inventory for Na'Vi here.
Yeah. The question is, you look at their buy, and it's not great. 2 rifles, 3 pistols. Do you invest?
Or did they get the opportunity to?
Yeah.
They can find a man advantage potentially, but DRX have been fantastic at recovering from 4v5 positions. Another question altogether with all of these ultimates facing off against them. Seen at a very deep position on mid here. DRX maybe anticipating some aggression on the back of all these ultimates. Confirmed, yeah, but Zester's taking a chunk of damage.
There's just so much, actually, there's so much passive info that CNED is getting just because of his position right now. And you wonder here, the flash, they're actually rotating off of the flash. Xiao just got confirmation that there was presence A towards ramps, and they instantly flip back towards B. Buzz is already through with the paranoia, but Zipan's ult keeps them back. He's going to get a second and potentially more. CNED's on the hunt! It was messy, but both connect! And now Stax is left alone, having to think through what the heck just happened. How did we get here? CNED with 3 and Navi does 2.
A great recovery round from Cena in terms of the confidence as well. And you're right, we saw one round where that flash confirming presence, or not confirming presence elsewhere on the map on Bind. This time around, Navi don't fall for it. They stick to their guns and get down with 2 huge kills to prevent this site hit. CNED cleaning up with a 3K.
The second one was gross. I mean, you deal with the whirling dervish of blades when you've got RB in your face, but...
DRX stacked up here. Are they looking to pop off this again? A deep flash. Luckily, Angel not overstepping this time around.
Yeah, but the thing is, too, a couple things here. The one way was missed because of the pressure, and even if it had hit, they're already past it. Angel just bullied off of this angle.
Shadows traveling.
Has to reposition and try to drop another.
There's re-smoke behind them as well.
Yeah. No real idea of where they are. Still has a paranoia in his back pocket. You see them waiting, perhaps, for the flash to come through.
Another example of DRX anticipating some aggression on the side of NAVI. Trailblazer will clear, at least confirm, with 2 sets of shots onto it. RB elsewhere, actually trying to find space towards Heaven, or remove that camera here to maybe pull a rotation. Does it need to? There's 3 members in NAVI.
Buy time. Let your lurker find some space, clear out some utility, but that's it. They go. They pounce, and Xiao's there to receive. Gets the first, has the Seekers. Felt like they were perhaps a bit too quick on the trigger. Spike, something like that. They're going to flip, though. And RB's going to find some space. The spike is there, and it instantly falls to the ground. Sugetsu dancing around the cage, finding more value.
DRX in this round just trying to throw out some misdirection, but it needed a second person to be seen by the camera potentially.
10 seconds left.
Yeah.
To draw somebody away, but the pop is instant on B as the camera's removed. It doesn't even give Navi the time to consider a rotation.
And that's, in my opinion, what felt like the issue, too, because they tagged RB with the camp. So they saw it was just one, and then it gets cleared out. There's no hesitation. There's no moment to instill some doubt in the minds of Navi. It's a pounce go, and it felt like it was just a bit too fast.
Great hold from Navi nonetheless. And
Down A.
I said Sugetsu comfortable still on site here to deny the TP from Marco from even finding the plant. Of course, the timeout for DRX. Not really worried just yet, but no. Like initially, Zest back in a position outside A. But Navi sticking to the laurels here, at least in terms of Sugetsu's utility and Zipan alongside him. But now giving up this fight towards Garage.
Yeah, and putting a lot more focus onto B. I don't think they've had two, I mean, maybe other than the pistol where they fully pushed through, but Navi's timing is great. Angel in the swing gets the duelist.
Okay, finds a second as well. Through the same smoke, Marco will fall. An early advantage, one of the first we've really seen from Navi, where they're able to disengage from.
Angel giveth and Angel taketh away. Question his aggression, and you question why he's first to die so often, and sometimes it looks rough, but then other times he just frags. You gotta take the good with the bad in situations like this. Is the timeout seems to not be what DRX was looking for.
Sure, they really had an opportunity to get things going there.
Yeah.
With 2 kills through the smoke in mid from Angel.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And we'll be healthy in terms of the finances, as long as stack's really the only concern, I'd say.
Well, he's getting cheeky, isn't he?
Yeah, I was going to say, if he wants to hold on to this rifle, get a consolation at least.
He does get 2 orbs off of that, and I wonder how close he was. I mean, 3 technically. You got the orb, got to kill him, then died.
Still 2 off the Seekers, though.
Yeah.
There.
I mean, he's a 3800, so still not too much of a concern. Lockdown available now for RB. It's had a very, very slow start to this map. If DRX are planning on pinning anything together around that ultimate. Again, problem being the smoke goes up on screens. Sugetsu can very comfortably sit behind some of these trips.
So Stacked, we were talking about his economy. Goes light armor Vandal, doesn't buy a dog. It's just enough to get him into the round, but you think about the fact that You're looking to entry Buzz onto the site. Yeah, he has the Roomba, but we'll see how they choose to play around the lack of the Trailblazer. Meanwhile, almost all of Navi's here, Mike. They've got 3 here. CNED is playing in mid, so you can rotate over very quickly.
They're creeping closer and closer.
Meanwhile, it's the same Cypher Cam. It's the same setup. Buzz has gotten through, looking for the trip, finds it. They're going to invest a lockdown, too. They're going to fully send on this.
Very late investment in the lockdown, and yeah, it's punished by the paint shell. A little bit unconsidered there.
Yeah, such an important tool, no longer available. Mako, though, able to clear one out. The Paranoia to buy some more time and create space for another.
Ooh,
What a shot! Zest is also playing really far off. The turret's still up and he has 2 mollies. I mean, you're expecting Angel to make a play here. I don't know if he's going to find the space. Oh my gosh, he slipped the net, but Mako Paranoid still gets him. And you imagine here, I mean, do they still go?
I mean, it's wraps at this point. Shao can find a couple of kills. CNED gets one as well, but time all but elapsed here.
Gosh, if he had hit that shot, oh no. Oh, I
thought for a moment he did as well.
I thought you see the smirk on his face in the player cam. That was a sinister one.
Last round before the switch.
Yeah, luckily the lockdown being dealt with doesn't result in DRX folding in this round, but lack of consideration with Zipan primarily being the person alongside Sugetsu on this A site hold. What is that? Yeah, same.
Yeah. Sometimes you're just gifted a kill, I guess. And it works out. It gets DRX the lead back. It stops the 3-round swing that Navi had put together.
Sugetsu's position way more committed towards the choke point here. Trailblazer, I think, catching onto Angel.
Yeah, you hear 2 shots of the op rattle off, a second flash in towards Garage. But once again, it's a hit towards A. It's a hit right into the teeth of the defenses of the Cypher, and Zipan's there too. He's already gotten a couple. Angel trying to swing out and pile it on, and he cannot. And now the op has shown up. How do you get past this? Oh, that wall just barely keeping him alive. Zest is gonna find a lot of room here.
He's got the spike as well, so he's able to slip away from this. You see the ping on the minimap, actually Shao considering the possibility of being flanked. CNED picking up the slack. Again, Zest actually getting confirmation on the back of the Trailblazer sound cue. Able to find this plant now. Stacks a little bit disconnected from this. Can he find a backstab with Navi funneling towards spawn?
Timing is everything.
It's an open plant for him. He has to play this late. He's getting aggressive.
Patience. You still have 2 flashes. Be patient. He's gotten the first. No real idea of the second in the smoke. Meanwhile, CNED still with the op going forward.
Now he can drift deeper. He's actually resetting towards main.
Just a tap. Just a tease. Just a bait for the swing, and CNED lands it. And now Sax is too far away. He's too far away. But it was enough to pull off. CNED, I can't believe he did it that way. Still lands a shot, but my goodness, what a play.
I thought for a moment there, Stacks drifting down mid. He's going to reset towards B main and just throw a little more misdirection in that situation. But 2 solo missions amount to nothing with CNED dissecting that with the operator. And this felt a little desperate in the early round towards A. Yes, some early round indicators, sure, but
You see it from CNED, man. He's feeling himself. Had a heck of a start on Bind as we're jumping straight into the action. And Mike, you see it on the minimap. DRX convinced that it's a hit A, and boy, are they wrong.
yeah, everybody from Navi funneling to Garage very early on. RB, got to respect this. He's going to play his life and back away. And actually, the Nano Swarm dealt with very quickly as well. So full 5v5 here in the post plant.
Yeah, nothing quite like it on a pistol. If you like chaos, you're in for some.
So nobody actually exploring towards spawn here. Would have had a shorty to deal with in the hands of RB, but what can DRX get it set up here? Still got plenty of util to work with.
Oh, it's
sure where
gotten
that's
stuck.
going.
Oh no. Get on down there, buddy. He's overwhelmed. Somehow still dropped. I thought he was going to find a window. Kills go traded back and forth. The 4v3 as you see DRX starting to funnel forward, starting to take space back. But NAVI hold the line. Stack's left alone, and he cannot deliver.
What a crucial headshot from CNED to deny the paint shell being sent into Pillar. It would have forced both players and NAVI out into the open by the finest of margins. Great flood from DRX initially here.
Yeah.
I mean, they get Zipan with it looked like no response or even attempted response from NAVI coming through, but
One enemy
these
remaining.
deeper positions pay dividends at the end of this round. The cleanup from Sugetsu, nonetheless.
You wonder here, too, who on the side of NAVI is going to come to life alongside CNED, because the Des mentioned it, we did too. He played well. It just wasn't enough on Bind, and he's playing well here.
Same setup again from DRX. Flash over the top.
They're going to push this. Sugetsu has so much info. Done well to take one.
It's a similar situation we talked about on one round of Bind where they find the kill, but no real upgrade here.
Yeah. Woo! RB with a nice pluck. Crispy shots. The second just a bit wide. And again, a spot where DRX, they've gotten a couple of kills, but as you mentioned it, off of the first, no real way to upgrade. Nothing really found. No, in most other circumstances, you see this and go, okay, we're able to upgrade a weapon. Now we can fight back on a little bit more of equal footing, but that's just not the case. Zess is nothing more but a ghost, and he's about to swing out into a Guardian, and well...
Hang on.
Or excuse me, a Vandal. See if he can pick it up. He's just so paranoid. Mako's got to take some space here. He's got to be a little bit more pacey on this. That paranoid's going to buy some time. Weapon grabbed!
Whoa.
And it's fallen down to a 1v1. Of course, it is Zest with the Vandal. Upgraded. Angel in the 1v1. Misses on the first, swings out to the Ghost, and lands the shot. Again, he giveth and he taketh away.
Crispy from Angel to close things out, but rifles removed. Will force the repurchase, yes. NAVI still pretty healthy in terms of the finances. Great shot from RB here.
Steady.
Unable to follow up on it though.
I mean, the confidence to I'm gonna go for the Ghost here.
The shower press too.
Yeah.
The good start for NAVI though, 2 on the board in the second half. Arguably the stronger half from DRX yesterday versus Loud as well. Buzz, the key factor really. I mean, RB had a fantastic performance, yes, but Buzz was absolutely farming on DRX's defense.
See if he can do it again. Tested a little early. And it seems like there's more coming on the other side of that. You see the smoke out from Mako to help provide some cover. They're so intent on mid control. And that is a judge. That is a judge, my friends. The Trailblazer's not what he wanted to see. That Paranoia is going to buy some space, but he can't go back towards safety because of the nade. Help has arrived, though, courtesy of Buzz.
I was going to say, I'd be surprised if you still see NAVI after the Paranoia commit towards that. Already Stacks making moves towards 8. RB been holding down the fort here, but as I say that, Stacks thinking otherwise. I mean, now there's no sound cues, especially with Zest's position here. He's going to hear anything towards Garage and has open sight lines towards mid. NAVI going to find themselves a 5v2 potentially on A site.
Bomb grenade out.
We saw Sugetsu pull off some pretty ridiculous things from the defensive side here. We'll see if RB can do the same with the turret to help. Zipan up top, too many things to consider. CNED nice with it. The second after the upgraded weapon,
10 seconds
and that's
left.
enough to get the sight. Oh, unless Buzz gets ahead of it. That's exactly what he does. He just buys time and he wins the round. What a play from Buzz.
And just when you think NAVI have done enough, 4 HP left on Buzz. I said he was farming yesterday, but that is outrageous. Look at the time it hit. We talked about the game plan yesterday of denying the spike from being planted. Buzz throws everything. Everything to stop the spike from going down.
What a play. Now 2 from the showstopper. Light armor still on all of them. And they had the money to buy. You see an interesting financial approach from DRX. Mako once again getting challenged. You gotta pick a target, bro. It's either the dog or it's CNED. You pick the wrong one. Zipan's already back sight. Buzz had no idea. See if they can reposition though. Angel's really, really far out. Really far up by himself. Dog spotting him, and yep, Zest from up top. But well handled by Xiao. Well handled by Xiao.
Marco just caught off guard. This time around, no smoke up, nothing for really him to disengage behind. Maybe not anticipating Na'Vi stacked up as heavily behind the Trailblazers as they were, but that's the last time you want to see that.
Yeah, yeah. You can't make a mistake like that twice.
One enemy.
He's on an island here as well.
Done.
Which I don't mind as much, but honestly, it feels a lot like the conversation we had around Angel, right? In the first half, like you get a little comfortable, you get a little cheeky, and then you get punished, and surely you reconsider. And that seems to be the case. Mako's nowhere near Garage right now.
Zest finds all
That hurts.
all that spam on the other side of that jump peak, down to 60 HP. With Na'Vi forcing the issue just yet.
Of course, it's
DRX stacked up behind this, Doug.
yeah, of course, it's a flash to a smoke to set up Angel to take the opening peek. Zipan is there close by. You get some info. Really, by process of elimination, you know it's not towards Mail. Buzz is going to go. He's got the showstopper in a Bucky. But Zest not able to find space, not able to create anything with it. Seeker's invested the paranoia out. CNED's able to get through. But Buzz finds space, and now he's got the showstopper, but CNED stops it. A second two found onto Sax. I ain't CNED's gonna win this round by himself. Come hell or high water, he's getting the round for Navi.
Spike planted.
Just nothing for RB to do here.
With a stinger in hand, has to close the gap somewhere and forced off the initial angle. NAVI going to find their 10th here. Themselves a 3-round lead. What the hell is in Buzz's Bucky? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Sure, we'll get a look at it again.
Found the collat on the Seeker from what felt like 30 feet away.
Anyone have any speeds? I may have down, but
Yeah, we're gonna get a look at that one more time. The pass through, and what on earth, bro?
Party's over.
I'd be so mad. But again, you know, we talked about it during the round. CNED, in the face of that, able to really able to settle things down.
We talked about a crucial headshot early on from him to deny a paint shot.
Yeah.
Here to deny the showstopper getting post fence overall. Seeker's here for stacks. But everything except for Xiao in terms of ultimates on the other side.
I was about to say, the other side does not look any better. Does not really instill any confidence. 4 ults.
Well, talked about being a hero yesterday. Might just need to be once again hit.
It's been quiet, but RB's done well to get one so far. Still dancing around, the second with the turret to help. Hero answering the call, at least a little bit, as Zest and Buzz have shown up too.
Control of the spike as well. Angel have to pull off a miracle here to recover this 1v3. Still pretty healthy, but Marco going to be the first one to overcome. And spotted here on the peak. See the other eyes of DRX trained on this position. Now Marco's still with a paranoia available.
Speaking of which, waits it out.
Shadows traveling.
I mean, he's certainly taking his time on this.
okay.
Roomba, the satchel, the kill not found. Buzz cleans him up, DRX get to 8.
We're here because we're the best.
Within touching distance still for DRX. Certainly not out of this race just yet. So
No.
RB must have heard me here because he stands tall to the challenge here on A site. Eventually falling to CNED, but unrecoverable at that point.
He did what he needed to do. The damage was dealt.
First time Navi have really shown intention off the rip towards A, especially on one of these buy rounds.
I can't imagine they're going to do it again anytime soon.
Yeah, back towards pressure in mid here and potentially Zest on the other side of things, but a pit We'll eliminate that possibility. Yeah, okay.
Easy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's come right out of the pit. Is he?
Yeah, he's
He's
gonna.
got plenty of time to get back in, yeah.
I wondered here what DRX would do with this because you know there's some presence mid. They got a flash and they heard a dog from the attacking side towards A. But they don't. I mean, they don't fully send. They don't fully rotate A.
Well, actually, it's crucial that Zest does get this wall off because NAVI have set up right behind it already. RB's utility scattered across site and heaven.
And note where the utility's positioned too, on the other side of the wall. But if they get past it, if they find the timing, that layer's gone. You see him staring at it. Go on. Mouse button 1, there you go. Paranoia out in the dash forward. The turret has been cleared. RB once again has so much to do, and he knows the showstopper's in his face, staring into death with not much to do. Seen it on the swing, and it's Xiao who gets the kill. The defenses of DRX had previously stood so tall, stood so strong, crumble.
Spike planted.
The 2v5 might just see another round where DRX opt to hold on to these rifles. Stacks set at 3K, 2200 for RB. Chance here for Marco to pass one across, but you don't want to see either of these players fall now.
No, not in a situation like this.
A couple of members of NAVI healthy though, so they could go on the hunt.
And they're trying. They're looking.
They're going to find anybody though with this little time left. Seeing it still conscious of somebody slipping on
Yeah.
to find a ninja defuse.
We are due for one of those, aren't we? We haven't seen that in a while. Not a good one like that.
Like the doomsday clock.
Yeah.
About 6 seconds off at the minute.
So with all that, Navi get another again. They just meet with the defenses of DRX, punch him in the mouth, and move forward.
Stacks found blind through the wall. Again, didn't really matter. You expect RB to fall there with the showstopper, but
Yeah.
this might be just about it in terms of full purchases left in the bank of DRX. Seen it quietly along the way, sitting at 24-8 right now.
That's not bad. A pedestrian performance from the start. He's got the potential for more. See this double duelist set up once again, exploring mid, threatening Zest, and whoop, showed a little too much leg there. Dashing forward, Buzz threatened. I mean, Cena just looking to do this on his own, and you see how much respect they have to pay.
I mean, so it's pressure though. You have to respect it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Forced so deep on this A-side setup. I mean, Buzz still trying to hold down the position on rafters. NAVI don't necessarily achieve much other than mid-control on the back of it.
Wish there wasn't much defending it to begin with. And there's the first down. You still have to deal with the other. You still have to do a zip in.
Bomb buddy out.
A little bit of tech there. And a boom bomb into heaven.
Yeah, steal that one. Mako waiting on the other side of the smoke. See Buzz ready to. The nade in hand.
Woo! Zest loves a jump peek.
Yeah.
He really loves a jump
he
peek.
does.
23 seconds left on the clock here, Doug.
A vintage wait and go. And Angel dies already. The spike is still up in heaven now. 15 seconds left. They're going to have to pop out, and they're going to have to do it quickly. And Xiao has the spike, and that might be enough. Now 10 seconds, it's all on to Buzz. 85 HP, he snaps on the first. The second buys time, and that's going to be enough.
That's it.
He may not get the kill, but it's not going to matter. DRX get the 9th. Oh, when that clip ran dry on that rifle, bro. And he had to switch to the classic. I almost lost it.
Xiao faced with a dilemma, has to come off the plant though. DRX live to fight another day for the time being.
So close.
That's a screenshot right there.
Yeah,
if you were
it is.
wondering.
Yep.
I got yous, okay?
Operator in hand now for CNET. Still got a Blade Storm. Doesn't have that to fall back on.
I feel like he's had it for forever.
Yeah. He's not needed it.
Yeah. The Trailblazer setting him up into that more aggressive angle. Procs the dash 2, and DRX once again respecting. Buzz is one away from Showstopper here. He gets a kill. There's a potential for something.
But Navi looking to pinch through ropes initially here. I mean, Zipan and Angel in a position to still show presence elsewhere.
And again, very similar idea to what we saw in the previous round.
But I love this clearance towards Garage to confirm that actually it's not split through B.
Yep.
Now, information game definitely favoring DRX here,
I've
but
got your trail.
Navi are poised to explode onto A.
Yeah, RB has lockdown, but he's not really in a comfortable spot to drop it. With 45 seconds left, does he dare invest it? Zipan gets so high, and he gets one. Saxer on the trade. CNED cleaning things up. Op still in hand, and there are the blades. I mean, that's the round.
Yeah, it's
30
done for.
seconds left.
Navi even stalling things out to find the plant here. Just Buzz and Marco. Still got the paranoia, still got the showstopper, and the paint shells, actually.
Yeah, and a 2v4?
Shadows traveling.
I mean, maybe.
Grenade! Here comes
Well, okay, yeah, they're going. They found one. The paranoia, the showstopper invested. Buzz weak, though, 45 HP. What space can Mako find? He swings out. Too many targets to deal with. The investment ill-advised. Navi, map point.
Match point.
DRX are going to struggle coming out that one as well.
Yeah.
Come away with the lockdown, sure, but in terms of weaponry, definitely going to be feeling the pinch. Navi have been allowed to set up so many times. These very explosive, committed 5-man hits.
Late in rounds, too.
In a round where I said DRX almost, I feel like they're winning the information game.
Yeah, yeah.
Committing once again to this Killjoy setup on A. And like I said, against the Jet and a...
Well,
Well, I said Zest likes a jump peek. Ill-advised this time around.
I mean, really, the first 2 times that we talked about it, too.
Here.
What a much dearer cost. Look at this angle set up from CNED.
CNED knows what's up. Again, the operator also being another curveball that DRX have been struggling to handle, to be honest with you.
What are you going to do? You got a stinger. Oh, come on. If you're going to go, just go, man. Another
Actually,
jump
Marco
spot.
catches.
Oh, that paranoia was so good, but it doesn't matter. The neural theft, and out goes CNED. Buzz with the judge, finding one, though, 56 HP. It's not a Bucky. Not from that distance. DRX crumble. And RB's left alone. Holding on to that lockdown for what feels like forever. Never invest it. We're going the distance. We're going to Lotus.
Very strange. And that's not even when we get into the compositions for Navi. I mean, DRX obviously 0-1 across the regular season, dropping this to Loud also in a very close affair, 15-13 scoreline. But now you face the big question mark, which is Navi.
Oh my gosh.
That play set up a hefty investment behind this, but DRX quick to disengage.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, nice on Navi, too, because you think about what was invested. It was the dart and the fault line, and there was a little bit more in there, but 2 of those things will come back.
Bot coming back.
I do like this from DRX, so pacey on it, trying to find that window.
They're looking to descend very quickly.
Oh,
The
dear.
other side of the map, Angel should have had at least one there. So Getsu will respond, but it's Buzz with 2 to open this round up.
The Frenzy just so good in that situation. Navi have done a decent job of corralling DRX in this position. CNED from all the way back, not finding any value. Important, too, for DRX, if they want to pull this thing off, if they want to take the quick trip to the playoffs, they've got to find a way to silence him. And so far, so good. Zip and Shao, the only 2 that remain. Playing on site, and you look at the minimap, the rest of DRX are nowhere near this. I mean, you've got Stax who's playing in Tree,
Enemy remaining.
and he finds one. You got the other 2 playing really far back.
No chance.
Stax falls. Buzz and RB remain. There's the nade, and that, I mean, that will most assuredly secure things. Maybe Shao gets an exit. He does get one, that's all it is. RB stays alive, DRX get the ever coveted pistol.
And you're right to notice as well DRX's reaction very pacey towards the other side of the map here, capitalizing on, I guess, noting all that utility invested. And the crucial one being, I mean, the paint shell on top of the dart and the fault line confirms the third member of NAVI. Sets them up nicely for the flank, but not able to time it right, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, you imagine if that hits, if that combo hits, that's a brutal way to start the round, but well handled nonetheless. You see the buy from NAVI, excuse me. You've got investment on some sheriffs.
Before, no less.
Yeah. And some space taken. You see both two members of NAVI already taken towards A main.
You say Angel and Shao very deep on this, but held back by the alarm bot initially, and Marco has found an open up. CNED will fall. Sugetsu and Zipan across towards these sides. Sugetsu trying to dip his head to retrieve that sheriff. Actually, Zipan forced out into the open by the paint shell. DRX feels like a bit of a formality now.
Yeah, the question is, I mean, how much do you invest in this and how clean do you get out of it? I want it to be as clean as possible for the attacking side. So far, decently well done. Don't want to lose much more. I mean, NAVI really talk about requiring miracles just to keep this competitive, just to deal a little bit of damage. There are still 3 sheriffs in play. Smoke for Angel to swing out, and he falls. I thought Buzz was just going to hit the transfer on the second.
I was going to say, dude, need to maybe start backing away here. Sugetsu holding the angle, but Buzz good for the third. We have to remove that risk, and now Shao have to potentially just give it up towards the spike. 27, give another one across towards Buzz, which will actually give him the showstopper in the next round.
That's actually huge.
A big tool at their disposal.
Yep.
I mean, Stack's the only one to bring a pistol into this, so I'm going to throw him up as the sacrificial lamb in this scenario.
Well, and you know, I mean, you'll see it in the assists, but RB did well to flush him out into that situation, because if that nano's not there, if that alarm bot's not there, he can perhaps tuck towards waterfall. That kill doesn't go his way, but now showstopper online, as you were mentioning, for Buzz, and it's early enough, Mike, where I have no qualms with it being used in this round. You know you're going to get another one back. Depending on how well he continues to farm, you're going to potentially get a second. Feels very okay to invest that here. See off of that, you have a Guardian, then hands of Stacks, a couple of Bulldogs, then the Phantom in the hands of Buzz. We were just talking about him. We'll see if they're going to push into this Killjoy setup. You've got turrets, and there it is. There's your showstopper, but the Paranoia hits. Oh, and he had no shot. That was never fired.
Nobody really following up on the pressure created by that either, so DRX still going to be struggling to comfortably find this plant. Yeah, the swing on will come through. Angel ahead of the smoke. Stacks will fall.
It seemed like DRX had all the tools that they needed to convert a third to win a bonus, but how quickly things change. Yeah, the noise being made, I mean, they're not concealing any of that.
Sorry, kid.
And that's another one that falls for NAVI. To potentially get through this in flawless fashion would be everything they could possibly want. I mean, just one member is taking damage, Mike. One! And that's Sugetsu.
Being as well as 2 Bulldogs left. And it will be the Prime Gaming flawless from Angel. Cleaning things up, 3 on the round for him.
Wow.
And maybe the issue being that second satchel from Buzz doesn't clear out the Nano Swarm. It gets popped. That's what splits the execute potentially, but nobody following through, even towards the right-hand side here and towards Waterfall.
Yeah.
Because the Paranoia is perfect.
Yep. And I mean, you mentioned it right after the play too. There was no flood. There was nothing else, right, to fill the space that he had created. So perhaps a missed opportunity for DRX, but not all is lost. You see the buy. It's still great. Still committing to the light armor strat too for DRX.
Buzz is in trouble here.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But CNED might be in some too. They're going to funnel out. They can't maintain control of A main.
The Razors will be traded out, but DRX looking to secure this position. Elsewhere on the map, RB looking for maybe some space in the lurk. We'll spot out the turret here. Try and remove some of the utility in the choke point, but Sugetsu going to deny that.
Zest filling in on a little bit of the space that Sax created with the Prowler. You wonder here what they do with that space, because, Mike, they have a couple of options here. They can flip and they can go B. They can commit to go A. Misdirection can abound. That seems to be the case. The one note here is they got the alarm bot too for RB if he pushes through. Heaven is smoked off. Oh, this dart.
That's going to not do as much damage as you expect, but
yeah.
He's Marco down to 79.
And to be honest, I expected it to be the recon dart too. But the shock deals a little bit of damage. He keeps it now invests it for them to retake and take the space. Molly to cut off the path for Zest. Oh. There's no way you expect stacks there. What a pesky play. But they've gotten it down to 2. Angel 1 with the Molly. The tap out from Chow, yeah, he's gotten it all the way there. They're going to get the last 2 kills and the defuse. You're going to hand it over to Shao. He's going to get the Hunter's Fury online too.
And this did happen a couple of times. DRX very comfortable, I guess very deep positions on a B site post plant, but a number of times the hold on site just absolutely crumbled versus Loud. It's another example here where they win out in a situation. 2 here, Zest finds one on top of this.
An unexpected one. That was a 4v2.
Wait, did Zest walk into that? I saw Angel got a kill with the Molly, but
he may
just caught it on the end of the replay there.
Yeah. May have. You see the buy for DRX, it's not great. They do invest a Judge and a Bulldog. Nightfall in the hands of Sax. And intentions towards C. Note here, there's no alarm bot too to dissuade the push in, but the orbital strike buys space and buys time.
Tried to actually catch the stun here, but Bar's able to satchel away from that. A deeper investment maybe would have still caught one.
Poison's off.
They're actually swinging wide onto this. Yeah, Zipan a little further behind it.
They can fully push through towards C here, but the thing is, yeah, Sugetsu's setup is still here, and he's gotten ahead of it. Buzz is the only one who's through right now. Zipan still has a flash. The lockdown invested in Buzz with the Judge. Ill-advised shots through it. Yeah, he's going to get peppered through that smoke. Never had a shot as Zipan fills out. Gets another 2. And now the Hunter's Fury. Zest is dead. He's done. Whoa, well, hang on. Fancy footwork as he tangos around the ult. Stays alive and perhaps gives him a shot at this round.
The Snakebite not actually landing in the corner here. RB drifting further ahead. Now it's just Zest. Try and recover this. Sugetsu will find the headshot to seal the deal. Buzz, yeah, forced to try and deal with the lockdown. Wildly spamming the Judge. Doesn't amount to too much though. DRX in a solid position in terms of ultimates here. One off the lockdown, the Viper's Pit and the Nightfall here, but an early timeout called.
Yeah, we'll see. Perhaps it's off of, trying to figure out which early A main fight from a couple of rounds ago. They want to brawl.
Be safe.
How do DRX handle that? Meanwhile, look at the setup right now towards mid. Angel and CNET just standing right up at the barrier, looking to take some aggressive space.
Angel to shoulder here for contact. Yeah. Potentially place CNET in. Early investment of smokes at least.
Wondered here too what the plan was with that. I thought maybe they had a player that was close to getting an ult online and they were trying to play around and posture for the orb, but
this is slightly awkward with it being the Brimstone. Obviously now you only have 1 smoke towards whatever happens in the late round. You don't have a second controller, you don't have any regeneration, so this is the sort of situation that you're looking for Na'Vi to definitely find value off that utility.
Yeah, and I believe it was Bren who was mentioning it on the desk, this exact thing, right? There's not a whole lot left behind that. The positioning, the investment of that final smoke from Angel has to be pixel perfect.
They got the read here. There's 3 members of Na'Vi over towards A site. So DRX will commit behind it as well.
Buzz. Oh, that Rolling Thunder's gonna cause so many problems. And yeah, they're deafened, but what can Mako find? 1. Looking for the second, nothing found yet. But the spike into position, be scooped up, but do they know Zipan's there? They're just not gonna push it. They're gonna go to Sugetsu! And Sugetsu with 1. Try to bully him away, try to force him to run and create some space. Where on earth are you going?
Sugetsu's gonna catch this.
Are you gonna commit? Oh, he commits! 13 seconds left! And Sugetsu, concerned about what might be behind him, creates a window for Mako to get the spike down. What a chaotic round, Mike.
Turret will bodyguard RB though. Put him in a position where he has to actually retreat back towards the door here. Marco completely disconnected down to 69 HP.
Oh, and they don't invest the turret to serve as a sentinel, so to speak, on the spike. They drop it B to make sure there's no one flanking around. So they have to face this. First flash turned. Mako trying to decapitate the first and manages to do so. It's all under RB now, 1v2, and he gets the 1v1. They left him. It all's on to CNED. He's gonna get to half. RB on the swing and CNED with the snap, but I don't know that he's gonna have enough time. It's gonna be so close. Oh, it's gonna be so close, but it's not enough. The Red Bull clutch for DRX.
Again, two people dropping down onto lower there. It takes CNED so much time to wrap back up onto default. Try and get the defuse. DRX flip around in their favor. I mean, just here. Sugetsu so close to catching Marco.
I'd love to see if we can get this from CNED's perspective too. No, we're not going to get it. But, you know, you wonder here, I imagine he didn't have a satchel in that situation for him to have to take the long pathing around. Another situation where a second was all the difference. Up in the hands of CNED here.
Trying to bait out the trap plate outside on Mound. Like you said though, the operator in hand, CNED is going to tuck himself into a deeper position. One off the showstopper as well. He is rewarded with an early kill. Lockdown and the Viper's Pit available for DRX. An opportunity to clear a site and secure it in a post plant.
And Zest, the tip of the spear. You see how far up he is already. Tucked behind his wall. And a tap at the door. Once again, just to threaten. The Prowler through, and Buzz never left the ground.
No investment just yet, but DRX happy to continue forwards.
I mean, NAVI have such a good setup, though. You know that they're not going to be pushing in and try to flip B. Because of that, you can invest the fault line, the shock darts. You can send 3 towards A. They can drop so much here.
You should run.
So do we actually see the late lockdown invest here? Stack Snappy with the first zip and will fall.
Still so much to do, though. I mean, NAVI forced to take a step back for just a moment.
And with that blind kill, actually CNED does get the showstopper up. Nearly actually catches RB with the second there.
He's going in with it. The alarm bot there, and it once again never fires. Zest still able to play in it, though. RB with the first, finally equalizing things. But how much more can they do? Can NAVI break their way through what they have? No, they cannot. What a hold. Wow.
I mean, it's so unlucky from CNED. So close to finding the second inside the pit with the operator, and then can't get the showstopper off. Oh, beautiful.
I mean, we've all been there.
Yeah.
Right? We've all been there.
Another 2 rounds for DRX, though, to take the lead here, nonetheless. 4-3 the scoreline. Can they carry this forwards? I mean, we'll force NAVI into an uncomfortable situation.
Careful here for aggression towards A main. You've got the fault line set up. The haunt is cleared. What has it been waiting for? There it is. And there's the swing. Angel looking to dip on the second, drops RB.
We were mentioning earlier, that's the sort of value you want to see from a smoke early on from Angel. Now, not necessarily as much of an issue. Buzz able to get right ahead of this Killjoy setup, though. Will clear a lot of space, and this time around, the plant comes through. A 3v4 in the post plant. Not much in the form of utility to secure it, but Buzz actually throws out the paint shell. Paranoia sent as well very early on here, Doug.
Very early, you're absolutely right. The drone has been cleared. Oh, and that's
what was that?
Again, a gifted one, maybe off of a tag from the drone. I believe that was the case. I didn't think the drone made it out of the smoke. Either way, he gets a kill. Buzz playing him close! Buzz!
He's got another nade.
And he has time. Oh, but he doesn't even get it off. Sugetsu with a massive one. Angel with the second. And once again, a subversion of expectations. This time in favor of NAVI.
Heroic attempt from Buzz, but unable to find anything further from those 2 kills.
Oh,
It was, yeah.
Too late.
It's curious if we'll see another Stacks reaction there for back-to-back rounds. Some BS deaths from, yeah, we do.
See the clench of the jaw at first. That's how you know, man.
NAVI will tie it up and now actually take the lead in terms of this ult cycle as well.
Yeah.
Force DRX down to it. Well, no purchase. Judge, a Sheriff, well, 2.
On my way.
And it goes to round things out, but bigger picture-wise, Sugetsu one away from the lockdown. Shao, one off the Hunter's Fury. These big ultimates available now for NAVI. There, look to find maybe something into B side, but there's nothing on the other side of this.
No. I'm surprised that they invested the Hunter's Fury, but I mean, it worked. Very well handled. You can see what the intent was for DRX too. A different Viper wall. We hadn't seen that towards B, and then a quick pounce out from Buzz with the Judge. The only weapon that they had in that round. Yeah, they have no shot in this one. Shock darts too. CNET cutting everything off well. It's the third time that counts as a Prime Gaming Flawless comes through for NAVI.
1 round ahead now. Definitely cementing that lead in terms of this ult cycle as well. Lockdown back in effect. It was actually the tag on the Hunter's Fury that gives Sugetsu a turret kill as well. NAVI the home stretch of this first half. I mean, a potential here to close this out. An 8-4 advantage. DRX, not much left behind this purchase, so be a bit of a crossroads if they lose another.
It's a different look here again. They threatened aggression B, but they didn't leave anything behind. So RB's just able to fill back the space.
Placing swarm grenade.
Right here.
And they've got the Prowlers that they can push up with as well. RB, it took a little while, but he gets one step closer to having that lockdown.
Molly's removed from this C-site setup from Sugetsu. So it's just the alarm bot left there. The DRX taking their sweet time with this default. Spike not committed either direction just yet. It's only Shao to hold down the fort towards 8. We'll clear out with the drone here.
But it's early. They're ahead of it.
Did catch the tag though on Zest.
Go get him.
What do they do with that info?
Problem being they've confirmed on both extremities now with the drone and the boom bot. It's going to force the hand of DRX into a scrambled execute here.
You imagine Sugetsu drops the lockdown here? Yep, and it's flipped. The map is flipped. I mean, DRX just played them like puppets, bro.
TP will come through, giving them the plant.
There they are.
Just masterfully handling Navi's strings. Just when they thought they had a read on the situation, the rug's pulled out from under them. But Zippin able to get one onto Stacks. Buzz with everything to do. This position surely not expected, surely not found yet. He can do it all by himself. RB's going to be scaling forward as well, and Alarm Bot deep to cut off any control. But Buzz falls. I mean, they've got him pinched in.
Calling my bot.
Mike, this is discombobulated. This is messy. He's got to get the kill on an Angel. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's gone sideways. It goes so horribly sideways. RB's now just sitting on the other side with no way to make a play. Has to sit back and watch as the round goes by.
And DRX play this so well, but NAVI able to maintain numbers in that retake. One falling so early towards rubble. And NAVI capitalize. And that's the kill I'm talking about right there. Stacks in a very deep position to cut off this rotation. Buzz falling after that as well.
Enemy remaining.
I mean, Buzz had a great position, and you know, we've got to talk about RB again. Not able to get the kill on Angel.
It's not had the same sort of impact today
No,
whatsoever.
not at all. Absolutely agree. But somehow, even in the face of that, they find themselves in a fight. Just down 2 rounds in the first half of Lotus. Or picked up.
Rolling Thunder here from Zipan. And yeah, on the X-ray, you can see just what's on the other side.
Oh, this looks like trouble. What's the follow-up, though? Is there anything behind it? Is it just them? The paranoia and the satchel are beautiful. What a disengage. Oh, but you're not going to be able to get out of that. Oh, my gosh.
Orbital Strike splits them, but nobody secures the space in front of it on the side of NAVI. But DRX feeling probably pretty good about that one.
Absolutely. That could have been disaster. The thing is, NAVI have rotated so many this way.
Well,
You gotta watch that
it's a
guy.
pretty depressing lockdown.
Yeah, that's unlucky. And info off of the dart.
Angel's playing in the cut as well. He's able to control
by
this
himself.
space outside. B stacks picked off once again. No response found either. DRX shepherd in towards
30
this C
seconds
site right now.
You're running out of time here. If you're going to flip the map, it's got to be now, and the utility hasn't been cleared. They've done such a good job of doing it, but they don't seem to care. Managed to get a couple. You've got Zest, who's cutting off rotations towards B, but the spike has to go down very soon. And you still have so much presence here from Navi.
Angel's found that kill.
This should open things up. That shock dart, oh, it didn't bounce. It was a little bit deeper. RB's getting one. A 2v2 somehow. Mako, 85 HP, no armor. The swing out is there, and they try to bully Xiao, and they do. They've left Zipan in this. And he cannot convert.
How the hell have DRX just flipped that? That is absolute madness. Even with Angel finding the kill onto Zest there, the numbers advantage still for Na'Vi.
I mean, just a pocket. You know, we were talking about RB, and reasonably so, rightfully so. You mentioned it, he hasn't played the same way he did yesterday. 2 massive kills in that round.
Another 3K for him. That was his signature move yesterday.
I'm confused, he's smiling, but they lost that round.
Bomb buddy out.
CNED with the op, showstopper in play.
Screen down.
Early A aggression too.
Poison orb emitting.
Okay.
So yeah, throwing everything behind this now.
There they are. Set up CNED. What?
That's a big pick. DRX, so they try and explode on the back of this. Yes, they do. The showstopper doesn't land, but Stacks will find the kill on Xiao.
So well handled, the swing out. I mean, DRX have played this perfectly. The problem is though, Mike, we've said this before, and Navi somehow find a way to Houdini their way into the round.
A 2v5, Doug?
Have we seen this
Surely
before?
not.
Zipan ahead of things, ahead of the Nightfall, ahead of the first. Clothesline though, not able to find much more as DRX and Navi are tied at 6 apiece at half. And well, honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way.
The road to recovery pays off. As I said, we were staring down the barrel of potentially one buy round away from an 8-4 half here in favor of Na'Vi. DRX, a course correction nonetheless. And RB must have heard me now because he's topping the board for DRX. Both Killjoys sit at 12 and 6.
Yeah, he heard what you said. He took it personally. And he's gotten DRX. Just CNED on the duelist. We'll see what they can find. You know, the devs talked about it, Mike, early on. It seemed like we were set up for all these electric rounds towards A main, and we didn't see much of that. See if that's the case here.
Which was strange, because I want to come back to something Josh mentioned, which is, you know, a number of times DRX being forced into, you know, clutch situations to close out rounds, but their recovery factor yesterday was, I mean, nothing short of amazing.
Yeah.
In terms of losing our first bloods and still converting 4v5s or trading them back.
I mean, the win rate in those situations was just stupid. And if it wasn't broke, well, why fix it? But that just hasn't been the exact same this time around. Much more of a dogfight.
Very cautious, tentative approach here from Na'Vi in the pistol. Another 20 seconds on the recon, but the spike slowly making its way across towards C. Marco and RB will have their hands full here with all 5 members of Na'Vi.
Which is interesting here too. You expect Killjoy's utility to be set up here, and you don't have the same tools to clear that out on C in a pistol round. Meanwhile, there's so much space that DRX are taking towards A. They've just smoked off the turret, but they're going to commit to the C site. Both nanoswarms have been used, and they're not going to be able to get through.
20 seconds. And they're past the turret. They're behind this already. Sugetsu seems aware of it, though.
It was smoked off at first. You see the first few share of shots go wide. The spike finally seems like it's going to go down, but DRX
It doesn't go
pushing
down.
right back.
Last player standing.
He's not going to have time. He's well out of reach. Wow. A few things at play here. Again, the Killjoy setup made it to where they could not make it through, and then there was so much aggression from DRX towards A. They smoke off the turret, they take the space. Navi had no options, Mike.
I mean, Sugetsu was still aware of that. The fact that he's even still checking. RB finds one with a ping on the map. Yeah, I mean, the spike dropping down underneath. I'm not sure if it was initially dropped there, but Navi almost sitting watching that round pass them by. The clock ultimately decided that. All of the kills come through for DRX in the end, yes, but CNED pinged up, revealed, forced back, and actually the C's invested behind it. Angel getting a little curious here.
Yeah, back in the scene of crime, are we? First one cleared. Turret still up, nothing but a warning shot. I like this too. They leave CNED here loud on the rotate out, but they leave a trap. The question is, does the trap get challenged? Oh, it's not a trap anymore. He's made his presence very clear. This is actually, I really like this from Navi just because of the presence that they've shown. One alarm bot has been cleared. A molly has been used by Zest. He has none of that left. So you're seeing them slowly draw some of that utility out.
Buzz at least gets information on this jump peak early enough that Stax should be able to beat the rest of Navi towards A side. Oh, we'll reconfirm, at least on the second jump peak. That's going to be a big paranoia to slow things down as well.
Yeah, but what's ahead of it? Buzz on the swing. Stax there's popping through the smokes. Well done by DRX. Xiao's by himself and somehow manages to sidestep the satchel and never goes off. Gets a kill, upgrades a weapon to 1v3. Well, it landed on him.
10 seconds left.
The plant, the secondary objective at least. Xiao, 50 HP, Bulldog in hand. Can't find anything else. No, Zest will seal the deal. 3 left standing, 3 rifles maintained, Doug.
RB's the only one who took armor damage there too. Who also, importantly, was the one who got the defuse, who's just now 4 points away, halfway to having his lockdown online on defense.
And Buzz and Stax with great progress as well. Stax, again, the only one to bring a pistol into this round. Want to find a couple of kills. NAVI playing it slow in the second also. See if that trend does continue into the buy rounds as well. And one thing, I mean, for DRX to stay particular, Stax' utility was absolutely flawless on the fade. See if DRX have any other trap plays set up. Heavy presence outside B here. Stax revealing that there's a Guardian here.
But concealing that there's more than one as far as personnel goes.
We're set up for the paranoia here, actually.
And truly, you don't invest in that without real confirmation of what's on the other side, right?
Got the spike.
They're considering it. They're already ahead of the smoke and the Prowler, confirming there's no one there. So DRX on the move, Zest feeling some of the pressure, having to take a step back, try to bide some time. Stay alive for the rest of them to show up. I mean, CNED's already through and Angel's already gotten a kill. Oh, but he doesn't find anything. They've somehow managed to keep them back at least for a little bit. They're going to bonus them, Mike. Stax and RB are up. Never mind, I jinxed him. It's RB by himself.
But Sugetsu down to 15 HP. This is definitely doable for RB.
Do they know where he is?
Asking for another clutch from the hero of DRX once again. Xiao posted up, he's found the first.
One.
I don't know if Sugetsu was going to swing onto that there.
I wasn't sure either.
The last second will find the headshot, but 4 rifles removed for NAVI. DRX probably feeling pretty good about themselves there in terms of a round 3 performance. Stax nearly getting it done with the Guardian initially here.
Yeah.
Last player standing.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, Sugetsu's so wise to it. Yeah.
That looked like maybe a tech pause.
Yeah.
Stax has ripped something out.
All good. Plugged it back in.
Clock's not moving.
No. Right, it's not, is it?
Now it is.
Here we go.
Okay. I get a little worried.
Crisis averted.
But nonetheless, Na'Vi with the plant on the back of it, able to get rifles across the board. Hunter's Fury available, one off the lockdown, one off the orbital strike as well. So some key ultimates available potentially in this round for Na'Vi. Lockdown going to be the first objective.
What do they do with it? They're just going to funnel out onto C, and they're going to do so quickly. Buzz dropping a nade. I mean, but the dart, he's lit up. That Nightfall's going to help, though. They're going to funnel behind it. They flood out onto the site. Just when you thought Navi had control, DRX punch back.
That's crazy that Na'Vi don't get a single kill in that exchange as well.
Nothing.
I was nearly caught with the shock dart. 20 HP. But still standing. And in firm control of this spike now. Na'Vi just going to sit behind their smoke, hope for somebody to overpeak.
They're going to have to do it 2 or 3 times just to get on equal footing. I mean, Stax just went from almost tech pausing the series to potentially winning the round with that Nightfall. What a legend. I'm sure we'll get another look at it here at the end of the round, but that Nightfall and the pounce behind it from DRX was just so decisive.
Even there initially, Na'Vi feeling as if this was going to be the lighter side of the DRX defense. They're happy to just almost brute force their way onto site.
10
Or at least
seconds
try.
left.
But no recovery comes through. It'll be the 9th for DRX. Is CNEG going to be able to purchase something behind this? Is Zipan only going to carry a Guardian across? Throws the Finance is off kilter here for Na'Vi, Doug.
Oh, I mean, that helps
well, that's
too.
how that happened, yeah.
Yeah, that helps.
Buzz's drive-by was nice, but he lined 2 up there in the choke point.
17-8 still. You know, we talked about RB at halftime and how he was starting to come back to life. He was starting to get it back together. Still top fragging. What do they do with this? A Bulldog, a Guardian, and a Vandal. So some bite, but still plenty left over for the next round. Meanwhile, an aggressive, decisive push from DRX once again.
We saw a number of variations of this as well. Previously on Lotus from DRX, very quickly collapsing back towards C site here, leaving Marco posted up. And Na'Vi actually gathered outside B. There could be a problem because RB's lockdown could be huge in terms of a B site retake here, Doug.
Buzz with no satchels. I thought he might go if there was something with the Prowler, something with the C's. No investment yet.
Look at RB's adjustment on the utility as well. It's actually towards backside and towards stairs.
With how good of a job of Navi have done of clearing some of that early on, of just peeking out, clearing one of the nanos.
Not necessarily going to be a factor here. As Navi group outside A now. 40 seconds left on the clock. Xiao down to 25 HP. Marco will spot on the second here. Early enough as well. Potentially dig his heels in here.
Mako's so far ahead. That flash was just too much for him to deal with. He's going for this. Oh my gosh, he still got the kill onto CNED. What?
Somehow will equalize the head count. The lockdown will clear sight. Navi will be able to get a comfortable plant.
Whoa,
Orbital strike as well. Angel going to follow up on this.
I love that too, so deep. Set the line of scrimmage further back. Force them to invest utility to take space that they should normally have. This puts DRX in a brutal spot.
The problem being as well, look how disconnected Xiao. He's actually going to invest the Hunter's Fury here to deal with the lockdown instead. And actually it's going to pave the way, open things up for Stax.
I mean, DRX are still rolling behind it. Stax gets a second, Xiao gets the only 2 that remain. And Xiao, as you mentioned, so disconnected, so far back. 25 HP, nothing but a classic. Sugetsu with everything to do and nothing found. All on to Xiao now. Tries to swing one with the classic. The second maybe connects, but it's not gonna matter. DRX with a 3-round lead.
And a dilemma for Xiao with the Hunter's Fury, but it's NAVI just not feeling comfortable about the weaponry maybe, or the HP bars. I feel as if they can disconnect, get back outside of tree, and wait out the lockdown. Again, it's very awkward to have to fight back into tree if you concede that space in that situation.
And I think on the other side too, DRX so confident to take the fight. Right, once the lockdown goes down, they're just going to flood behind it, regardless of what's on the other side.
Could see a clash here, actually.
We haven't had many of these. The Haunt is the distraction for Buzz to get the kill onto CNET, and he gets a second. The spike is down, but there's not enough to follow up, I don't think. Did they seize that? Yeah, Xiao is stuck.
What is that adjustment from Xiao? Finds the Prowler and the headshot onto Buzz. Brings it back to a 3v2 in favor of NAVI. This is one of the rounds where actually there isn't a paint shell or a snake bite invested towards the typical positions here. And NAVI capitalize. Zest noted here. RB elsewhere, just positioned outside B, not necessarily in a position to support Zest.
No, just hanging out and watching, waiting.
I mean, it could be. He's ahead of the alarm bot, so if NAVI do actually execute onto B, there's a chance for him to backstab.
That might be the case.
He's getting played in here, Doug.
Interesting, too, that wall goes up from Zest. RB.
He drops the wall for him.
Well done.
Spike down, B.
Very well done, but more to be done. More to be found.
30 seconds left.
Zest is left alone, a 1v2 against all odds as the spike runs further away.
Deploying drone.
Wisely, too, from NAVI, not having to deal with any of the wall or any other utility that's be there. Just remove that element entirely. Zest tagged. A high-low, way too much to deal with here, surely. But they've given him 1v1s. They're repositioning. Zest has a shot at this. It's small, and it is not enough. NAVI get to 8.
Beautifully timed to play RB in. But it only amounts to 1 kill. Gets traded out. Unfortunately, can't disengage from that position. See, Buzz does actually spot CNET on the cross. And initially, everything goes right for DRX. I mean, it's a 2-for-1, but that adjustment is beautiful from Xiao. And then maybe a little overzealous to secure that round, find further kills from DRX. Unfortunately, gives NAVI a play back in.
Yeah. And I feel like that's been the story of the entire series, Mike, is pull back and forth just when it seems like a team has control. That's just not the case. And 8 is good, though, to deal a little bit of damage.
Placing alarm bot.
Not much. Spike currently not in hand. Sugetsu getting the orb mid. I mean, Sugetsu's still pretty far off of his lockdown here.
Zipan 1 away from the Rolling Thunder. CNET 2 off the showstopper. Maybe just wanted to deny that orb, nonetheless.
Mako by himself here. Tucks behind the wall. Yes, some cover there. I mean, do you pounce off of this?
Marco at least will be within earshot. Stack's considering joining him, but NAVI don't actually follow through.
Also note here, look at the position of Sugetsu's alarm bot. Different from where it was in the previous round, where remember RB had managed to find a space to slip through.
Playing to cut off any option through door from DRX. RB will be called upon once again.
Utility there to help and utility there to cover. He goes from up top and RB's able to swing around, drop him. Zipan though, there for the trade. He answered the call for 1. Sugetsu there. Oh, you could tell Buzz was suspecting where the play was coming. 13 seconds left. Spike planted. Zipan has the Rolling Thunder, and there it is. It's going to push a couple of members back, but it seems like DRX may have found a swap right through it. The Haunt finding info, finding value. It's Buzz getting 1. Xiao with the shock darts. It's just a tap out onto Spike, a 2v2 now. Sugetsu's still there. They've got him corralled in. DRX surrounded. They've already gotten it to half. It's got to be a swing from Xiao, and it delivers. NAVI get another.
Definitely doesn't feel comfortable, but
no.
NAVI able to convert another. Now the finances at DRX come into question. And RB not spotted initially. Fortunately, feels as if he can't retreat away from that position. NAVI bring it within 1 round now. We'll force a timeout from DRX.
For dramatic effect, no less.
Yeah.
22 and 15 currently. You mentioned some of the ults that are up and available in play. I mean, they've invested a bit here, Mike. 2 Bulldogs, no armor on Zest. Or excuse me, on Mako. It's messy. It's choppy.
NAVI looking to throw a curveball potentially here towards a B-side execute.
I haven't seen much of that.
No. They do follow through.
I mean, they've gotten so much space for free. I guess why not? Are they going to try to flood again off the Paranoia? Yeah, that seems to be the case. They have the Haunt there, too, to provide some cover to get some info. Xiao able to get the snap, but it looks like they're going to get eco unless Zipan and Sugetsu can do something about it. Weapons upgraded for the defense. And there's really nothing that they can do. They're going to have to flood behind the flash. Stax has already gotten it, but Mako with the 3K to get DRX 11. Heroic scenes from the controller yet again.
He's laughing about it. Talked about earlier, DRX looking lethal in the Thrifties. Looking even more ferocious in some of the rounds where they're at a great disadvantage. This one, every crucial kill comes through for DRX. Zipan and Sugetsu on the wrong side of B side for them to be the last 2 standing.
You can't help but call into question the option to go B here. Such a chaotic sight. And just not well navigated. DRX with the 2-round lead, 3 ultimates, and the other 2 are just the pip away, Mike.
I was going to say, we weren't far off one of those rounds where nearly everything is available. So gets him one off the lockdown on the other side. Zipan, obviously nowhere near the Rolling Thunder, but tag off the drone. Zest will get tagged on the first Hunter's Fury, able to escape the others though. Does he throw the pit down here to secure? He does.
Wow.
Once hits the panic button, so NAVI drawing out an ultimate very early on.
Bring them down.
But potentially removing A in terms of an option here. Gonna hit B side once again.
And it's gonna be empty. Unless CNET scales up, that showstopper, yeah, it's gonna get some space and it's gonna buy some time, but it's not gonna get much else. Now you can't help but bring back to memory what we just saw in the previous round, this time with the Paranoia, this time with the ult, and this time the kill. But NAVI keeping things at bay for now. Mako should have a chance to rotate through, create some space, and cause some problems. Zest is also there, but you see CNET ready for it. He's waiting. Zest is so weak, not able to get anything with it. 4v2 and yeah.
Neither team willing to relent at all. NAVI will find double digits here. I mean, Zipan should be able to find an upgrade somewhere. You look at what's left. I mean, Stax and Marco are very healthy in terms of the finances. We'll be able to share the wealth. But a big investment. I think RB, by falling, will get the lockdown here. Obviously, Hunter's Fury invested and Orbital Strike invested here, so only really CNET and Zipan in a position to deal with that lockdown potentially. We do see it invested.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Buzz just a little slow to react to Xiao running up on him, trying to charge down the showstopper. But beyond that, NAVI finding all the kills they needed to secure B site and find the plant nonetheless.
Oh, 22nd round on the books. Stax again, 1 point away from the Nightfall. Lockdown, Mako's ult. Sugetsu has his 2. You saw Xiao lining up for this in the previous round. Ultimately opted to go for the drone. Got that tag on his S that drew out the Hunter's Fury. This time a bit more patient.
They're spotted, will retreat. Back towards tree. In a position to slow things down. Stax already. Here to provide some support.
Oh, Zest.
dancing with death here. But nobody from NAVI actually progressing through the wall.
Or picked up from Zipan there, now 3 points away from the Rolling Thunder. Handle's been broken, and Mako has to be aware of it now, has to respect the possibility of what's on the other side. No swing on the C's. Mako patient, gets the first, looking to control the spam on the second, not able to connect, but Zest, what?
30 seconds left.
Through the box, lands it on his Zipan. And now lockdown drop a second
trade-off
one.
lockdowns.
Yeah, Venn diagramming the site,
Down B.
leaving a 2v2 stacks with the Nightfall to confirm where they're going. The silence
They've
definitely.
read it well.
Yeah. I mean, they're ahead of it. Yeah, the alarm bot is there, but Sax is going to get a chance to make the play. He's gotten it down to one. He's going to have to get the spike down very quickly, and that's going to force RB to go quickly. It forces him to go fast, but no. Plant giving up. RB on the swing. He's there, and he lands the shots. DRX at series point. The patience pays off.
What a crazy round. Absolute madness. DRX still get ahead of it. It's RB to secure. Stacks just caught off guard. Navi still healthy in terms of the purchase. DRX also, but all of those ultimates now have dwindled. Can Navi hold on? Force another overtime.
I mean, ults are kind of close, but not really going to be the case. And look at the aggression from DRX. They invested the paranoia, the haunt, the double satchel, the nade. They dumped so much to control A main.
Navi rolling the dice again on another B site hit, potentially. They're stacked up here.
It's interesting here because Buzz is going to be the one left A. It's normally Mako.
RB will catch the info outside the door.
And they've gone back to where the nanos were previously. The satchel just cleared of both. They're going to in B. The alarm bot's going to give it away. Forcing Stacks back. Alarm bot actually just repositioned back out onto the site. It didn't. It moved at first, didn't go off. Now they're. Zipan is the Rolling Thunder, Mike. It's going to be so chaotic as you see them both vying for control of such a small space. But Navi equalizing, it's a 3v1 and it's not going to convert. Sugetsu gets 3, Navi at 11. And Zipan keeps the ult.
And that's massive for Navi. It's going to force DRX into a really uncomfortable position as well. We'll have to see how the finances settle for them. But Sugetsu on the cleanup with these headshots. He's always good for a round like this, Doug. And it comes when Navi needs it most. One round away from forcing another overtime in this best of 3. And Stacks brings a Sheriff in here. A Guardian in the hands of Zest.
Oh, it's
and
the same.
it opens up.
It's the same play. But CNET surely has taken us the distance. I mean, with an opener like that, and the Rolling Thunder to secure things, Mako stunned up, stunned around, tries to reposition, and does so into his death. A foregone conclusion here as it seems like once again,
Player standing.
we're getting some extra Valorant, folks.
Yeah.
RB would have to 1v5 to pull this off and get the defuse. We talk about miracles. This would be certainly that. A prime gaming flawless off of the opener from CNET, excuse me, to take us to overtime.
Switching sides. Overtime.
It's going to be so taxing on the mental as well for DRX to let this one slip. An explosive opener from CNET. Couple of freebies offered up.
Oh, if I may too, I think you make a really good point on DRX feeling exhausted because you let that one slip. You just had overtime map 1. You played overtime yesterday. I mean, it's early in the tournament, Mike, and these rounds pile on.
The mental fortitude being tested. A lot on the line here. We talked about that break. ahead of this, booking your ticket further into Champions.
Cover going out.
Come back to the same thing. Neither team willing to relent. Yeah, NAVI back on the defense here for first round of overtime. Deeper investment of Sugetsu's utility here. Towards elbow. He does have Angel in support as well. See Zipan toying with the idea of actually stunning or flashing out there for someone, but he'll give up the orb. No. I was going to say, actually, for a moment I thought Angel was going to creep out, but now retreating back through Waterfall.
Buzz is 2 points away from a showstopper, given how he's played the opening into this round, given how DRX has played the opening into the round. So keep a third eye on that, if you will. It seems like they want to NC. Everyone's piled up, and that's not just DRX I'm talking about. 3 members from NAVI here. The fault line from Zipan still in play. The Aftershock 2. Off of the smokes, they try to get through, and all of that utility is just going to be so much to deal with. Buzz killed himself! Falls to his own nade, but Zest makes it okay! Keeps him in it! As Zest gets 3, he's got the pit!
He hasn't thrown it down just yet. RB will find Sinez just Xiao to recover a 1v4. DRX players clinging to life. Look at the HP bars. But Xiao will need nothing short of a miracle to flip this back.
Position given away. I mean, and just such an impossible situation. Fully decayed, and time is of the essence. Not much he can do here. DRX are going to take a lead in overtime, and holy smoke, Zest, man.
What a round from Zest. Show me that one back.
Switching sides.
Because the utility placement is perfect from NAVI. Buzz falls to his own nade. The tip of the spear for DRX. He's trying to get out of the nano swarms.
What a shot onto the second, man. The third was clean too, and then the fourth to wrap up the round. All the conversations around who should be playing for DRX. Zest, Foxy9, the decision that was made at the beginning of the tournament. Man, Zest has had some massive moments just in the first 2 days. Perhaps none bigger than that one. Navi backs against the ropes.
They're going to stun back out of this on the back of the dart.
Nothing to clear it either.
Mako.
I mean, Mako's in so much trouble, but Buzz! He's got the ult! I mean, they've wiped the floor with Navi!
Shadows traveling.
Final nail in the coffin! Putting him away! Buzz with 3! DRX are playoffs bound!
In the blink of an eye.